You're listening to the Pillaging Podcast, companion podcast to PillagingJustForFun.com. That's PJ4F.com, the number one podcast in Raider Nation. Tune in every week wherever podcasts are found. Call in and leave a message to be played on air at 408-909-PJFF. This episode brought to you by DC4L Custom Tees. Check them out at DC4LCustomTees.com. It's time to pillage another podcast. I'm your host, Kenny Stapler. Cain, Che, what's good?
Oh, you already know, dog. You already know, man. We're all together, man. The crew's together.
That's right.
Live in effect in the studio, man. It's a beautiful thing.
It's very nice. It's very nice. Cain right here, sitting right in the middle.
I made it, man. I made it.
Welcome to the Crow's Nest.
Our brother made the trip, man.
I made it, baby.
Hell yeah, dog.
You know what I'm saying?
Made the trip,
I'm
dog.
here. I'm here, and I'm glad to be here too. I'm glad to sit right in between my fam, my Raider fam. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what's up, dog.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Speaking of fam, shout out to all the family out there that's been donating. You can hit the donation link in the profile of any of our social media profiles in the bio, I should say, including right here on YouTube. So if you're feeling generous, go ahead and hit that donation link. Shout out to you guys that have subscribed to the show via donation. Some of you guys donating $1 a week, $5 a month, what have you. Completely customizable options on there. Whatever you can give makes a big difference. Helps keep the production value of the show up. And most importantly, just helps keep the show up. You know what I mean?
Up, man.
Keeps this pirate ship fully stocked with rum. Couple things for merchandise. We got a promo code going on right now over at DC4LCustomTees.com. That's PJ4F. Make sure you enter that at checkout. You get a free t-shirt with that with the purchase of any two. So put 3 T's in your cart. Hit that discount code. Watch $18 fall off the price of your purchase. Also, that's good until the end of this month. So this is pretty much the last week that's good. As soon as February hits, that promo code is gone. We're probably going to hit you with something else. So speaking of DC4L Custom Tees, we are doing a giveaway. We'll announce that next week. What the details of that giveaway are. Just stay tuned.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Also, another friend of the show, One Nation Fanwear, run by Just Win Johnny out there on Twitter. Also, Hierographics on Instagram. He's offering 30% off all lifer gear over at onenationfanwear.com. Just go to the site, search lifer, and all that gear is 30% off. He's got some nice shit over there. He's got stitched hats. He's got them Champion two-tone hoodies.
That's what's up.
Real clean stuff. So a lot of good gear out there. We got our friends at DC4L and One Nation Fanwear. Make sure you support. Also, in terms of the network, the Crow's Nest Podcast Network, the Ladies of Darkness are back. Mm-hmm. LOD, as you term them.
Yeah.
Right, Cain?
Yes, right.
Shout out to the Legion of Doom. Shout out to the Legion of Doom. Hawk
they need to get on the live feed, dog, so they can be rocking them fucking mohawks and spike fucking.
Wait, did I have that right? Was it Hawk and Animal, or was that the Road Warriors?
No. That's Hawk and Animal. The Legion of Doom.
All right. I make sure that's straight.
Yeah.
The Royal Rumble is tonight. It's happening right now. So.
Is it?
Yeah, I know the wrestling super fans out there will
that's some
pin me to the wall if I
shit?
get that wrong. Yeah, WWE now.
Oh,
Yeah.
WWE.
Yeah.
So is that the real one or the fake one?
That's the real one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Also, tonight's guest, Chris Simmons from the Raider Ramble, which is why I'm rocking my
There you go.
shit right now.
There you go.
So,
there you go.
Yeah, Chris Simmons, Psycho Simmons, I believe, on Twitter, and you'll get all that. You'll get all that when he comes on. So, welcome to the show, everybody. Welcome, Cain. Welcome, Che. How was your guys' week?
It was good, man. It was good. Yesterday, we got out of the house for the first time in fucking feels like months, man. This weather, right, kept us all locked down, man. And this baby girl, you ain't gonna take her out in the cold and shit, you know. So
yeah,
a couple of friends of ours, they hit us up. They're like, "Yo, let's go hit up Monterey, man." So got to go, drink some chelas out near the coast, man. It was nice. Yeah,
real nice. What did you sample out there?
Oh man, what was I on, man? I was tweeting it all night.
Yeah.
The first thing that I had, that was over at Alvarado.
Yeah.
Alvarado Brewing. I had that what the fuck, with Mai Tai, Mai Tai PA.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
Was it?
That was real good. Yeah. I dug that. I could drink that shit.
Yeah.
I can drink a lot of that.
They got a nice selection over there. Me and my lady go down there quite a bit. She lives out in that area, so I always hit up the sour beers over there. They always got a sour beer.
They have a I tasted one. My lady had a sour. She had a blue, I think it was blueberry or some shit like that.
Okay.
It was pretty good. Yeah. So I had that, and then we went over to Peter B's pub, and then I had this Legend of Laguna IPA. And that was pretty good too.
That sounds mysterious, bro.
That sounds good.
The Legend of Laguna.
Kane, what was on tap for you this weekend, man?
You know what, man? This weekend I didn't do shit. I had a real busy weekend last weekend, so I just kind of chilled. You know, yesterday I had a lot of laundry to do, so I did some laundry and
you gotta get caught up on
chilled.
that shit.
Watched the Senior Bowl. I turned the Senior Bowl on my TV, watched it a little bit. And, I just kind of chilled, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's cool.
And I was just preparing myself to come out here today, man.
Yeah, that's cool.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's all, man. Yeah. Pretty boring weekend for me.
That's
Last
good,
weekend
though.
was pretty. I got stuck in Reno on Sunday. So
that's what I was going to say. You needed a mellow weekend, bro.
Yeah.
You've
did.
been busy.
Yeah.
So you're ending the weekend on a high note, though, dog. You're out here with us.
Absolutely. I was looking forward to being with my brothers this weekend. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, what's up? Angria Trash just joined the chat. What's up,
What's up, Angria?
What's up, Andrea? I missed y'all today.
Our sister from another mister. My weekend was pretty mellow, too. Pretty much a down weekend, just getting some stuff done around the house since weekends have been pretty busy with the football season going on. Finally, kind of an uneventful weekend. Watched some of the Senior Bowl yesterday, a little bit of that. Got up on my Red Dead Redemption,
There you go.
Get my game in. Did some laundry. Did some cooking, a little bit of shopping, and hung out with my lady last night. We went out to eat. It was cool, man.
Yeah.
Real chill.
That's dope, dog.
Yeah.
That's dope. It's always nice to have those kind of
Where did
nights.
we eat? Oh, we went to El Michoacano down the street.
You fucking right.
Yeah, we had the micheladas with the michelada with the beer
With the
on
beer
deck.
on you
okay.
got to get the extra beer, dog.
Yeah.
If you're gonna go there, you got to get the extra beer, dog.
Yeah.
You
That
can't
was
fuck
good.
around with the single beer.
It was good.
Then you got the fucking celery, the carrot, the fucking shrimp on there.
The shrimp's key.
So you talking about the one that goes right down into the shrimp?
Yeah.
Into the
Yeah.
shrimp? Oh, yeah.
And they had a cucumber
one.
laced up on there too.
Oh, yeah.
And the tahini around the rim.
Yeah.
Oh, it was real nice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
real
that deserved a picture.
Yeah, it did. I was on there. You know, the weekend before last, we had a cool weekend. We went up to SF and we ate our way through the city. I didn't snap a single picture. Everything went straight to my face.
Hey, you know, it's funny. It's funny. It's like you be looking at it and then you be like, damn, I need to take a picture. And then, you know what I'm saying? Other things happen.
And
Next
it's
you
gone.
know, you done
And
took a
that bitch
bite
is
out
gone.
of it. And now you're like, oh shit, my fork is sitting in it. I can't even take a picture of it now. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck. You still try to clean it back up and shit and get a little picture anyway.
And
you know what I'm saying?
We stayed down there on Lombard. We walked down to the wharf. We went straight to Nick's. Got ourselves a shrimp cocktail. We got a crab cocktail.
Oh.
We got that calamari cocktail.
That's right.
Nice little snack. Dipped out of there. We went to Ethiopian food for dinner. Eritrean. What is it? Eritrean cuisine. That was cool. My lady
That's
never
what's up.
had that before, so it was tasty. And then we smashed over to the Audium, which I wanted to talk about real quick.
Yeah.
Audium's like this little hidden gem in San Francisco. It's been around since the 60s. The guy that built it, he's still alive today, but his son runs it now. And what it is, it's a round theater that you sit in, and it's completely covered in Surface speakers. And what they do is they have like these audio compositions that they move around the room in 360, like live as you're sitting there watching. They turn all the lights off. It's like a 3D sound experience. So being like an audiophile nerd like me, that was right in my alley. It was cool. It was cool to see it. The son's doing it. I want to try to get him on the Crow's Nest for an interview. I think that would
That's
be real
dope.
interesting.
That'd be
Yeah.
dope, dog.
So after that, we bounced. We went to this place called the Rusty Mule, and we were gonna.
Is that a bar?
Yeah, it's a bar, and they serve food. We had Korean fried chicken there. These little fried chicken bites and Korean bulgogi sauce.
Okay.
That was pretty tasty.
Again, another picture was missed.
I know another picture would have been nice.
What's up with you and your photography, bro?
Bro, I was trying to keep my phone in the pocket, just having that weekend with the
That's
lady.
good.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear
Yeah.
you. That's dope.
You gotta do that.
that's
You gotta
dope.
do that.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Phone, phone's in the pocket unless I went to the bathroom. You know what I mean? Checking with my pillagers. But yeah, I talked to you while I'm in the bathroom. That's right. Twitter on the shitter, y'all. And then I actually had a cocktail over there. I wasn't sure what I was going to get, and I was like, "What do you guys got with the special?" He kind of ran down the specials. He's like, "Oh," and then we got, what do they call those? The mule,
Moscow Mule?
Yeah, the Moscow
Yeah.
Mule, but they make their ginger beer in house.
Oh, that's what's up. That's
So
what's up.
I ordered two of those. My lady didn't even get a choice. I was like, "We're getting two of those."
Hey, you better watch out. Too many of them have you.
Oh, yeah.
man.
And there were big ones too. And that's a G move. order for your lady sometimes. Just order for her.
Right.
And you might be like, that's rude. She'll like it. Trust me.
If you get it right, she's gonna love you.
Yeah. Here's another tip. If you don't know where to take your lady for dinner and you're tired of asking her where you want to go, and she's like, I don't know, where do you want to go? Here's a trip.
Every day of my fucking life, dog.
Here's a trick. Say, babe, guess where I'm taking you to dinner tonight?
There you go.
And the first place she says, that's where you're taking
right.
her.
That's right.
That's a good one.
Absolutely right.
That's a good one, because 9 times out of 10, when they saying, I don't know where you want to go, they want you to make a decision. They want you to just man up and just be like, okay, we're going here.
Yeah.
And just be certain about it. Just
Right.
be sure about it.
Do that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, do that.
That's
You
it.
know,
dog.
that's what they want.
And the next thing, next little thing I wanted to mention in regards to that, I saw a meme the other day. It was a girl sitting on death row, and they were like, "What do you want for your last meal?" And she was like, "I don't know. What do you want?"
Oh, shit.
I thought that was funny.
That is funny.
But man, I think it's all laid out there, fellas. It wouldn't be a pillaging podcast if it wasn't Chelas con Che
Oh,
at
yes.
the top of it.
You're fucking right.
What are we drinking, Che? It's a two-headed
Oh, man.
monster.
So, yeah, we got to, that's right. You know, I had to bring a couple of them to share with my brothers, man. I brought a couple packs of beer here. So, first off, I'm drinking this Sierra Nevada hazy little thing IPA. It's beautiful. And it's blending into the background again.
That see-through can. That see-through can. No more green beers, bro.
Hell, this is yellow, dog. It's the yellow that's dying out right now.
Okay.
But it's okay. I mean, I guess it's a little bit on the green. But then we also got what else we got over here? This is my second one's gonna come out right now. Then we got this Deschutes. That's right. This Deschutes Brewery, Deschutes. It's an American Pilsner. And it's it's a little bit lighter. It's what did we describe it as? It's like a
Picnic beer.
It's a picnic beer. It's a refresher, right?
Yeah.
It's one of those Budweiser, esque type beers with a little bit more Bud than Budweiser, right?
A little more
So
Bud.
it's got a little bit more on there.
It's like a Budweiser that's a little bit wiser.
There you go. There you go. There you go. I like that.
That's a good
So Deschutes
analogy.
Brewery, Deschutes, man. Yeah, those are the 2 beers on deck for the night. Yeah, I copped those at a local liquor store, so I don't know where you guys might be able to find them in your town. Just look out for them, dog. Look out for them.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Cool, man. So, delicious as always.
Always look at.
Great selections, man.
Absolutely.
I'm on that
Cheers, brother.
that do shoot, so I'm going to probably
Cheers.
ramp up to the IP. Cheers.
Yeah.
Prost to you. Prost. Salud.
I hope you guys are drinking chelas too, y'all.
Konnichiwa.
Yeah.
Everyone can get it.
Yeah.
Mahalo. It's time to set it off, man.
Oh.
The Senior Bowl took place on Saturday with the North being coached by your very own John Gruden. John marked standout players with Raider stickers on the helmets of those he deemed exceptional. Those players are as follows. On offense, Daniel Jones, quarterback. Ryan Finley, quarterback. Andy Isabella, wide receiver. Keelan Doss, wide receiver. Terry McLaurin, wide receiver. And Alec Ingold, fullback. Of course a fullback got to get a sticker, right?
Of course, right?
Right?
Got to get it. He loves them. Gruden loves his fullback stuff. He loves his fullback stuff.
On defense, Nazir, Illmatic, Adderley, defensive back, safety, Iman Marshall, CB, Kalen Saunders, defensive tackle, Charles Omenahu, defensive end, Tavon Coney, linebacker, and Drew Tranquil, linebacker. Let's talk about these guys. Some standouts. Cain, I know you watched the Senior Bowl. Out of those groups on offense, who is your standout guy? Who's a Raider to you out of that bunch?
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Nasir Adderley.
Nasir.
Adderley, and also I believe AJ Brown.
AJ Brown.
AJ Brown.
Okay.
Yeah. Adderley is definitely slated to go early second round, late first round.
Right.
So we have the 27th pick. And now the one thing about Adderley that I want to say is everybody was like, why they not playing Carl Joseph? Why they not playing Carl Joseph? Because is he small? Is it his size?
Yeah.
Is it his ability to not be able to guard tight ends that's bigger than him? Mm-hmm. So basically, if we took Adderley, he's what, 5'11",
Right.
200 pounds.
Right.
So isn't that essentially Carl Joseph?
Right.
2.0.
Right.
And we've been saying let's play Joseph at the free safety, right? So if we draft a safety with the 27th pick, can he guard tight ends?
Right.
That would be the question. The biggest question with drafting a safety is your first question you should ask is, can you guard Travis Kelce?
Right.
That's your standard right there. That's what you should be worried about.
Absolutely.
Can you guard Travis Kelce?
Yeah.
Can Adderley guard Travis Kelce?
Right.
Is essentially the question.
And when we say that, we're not saying like every single play, because the bottom line is the motherfucker's gonna get his catches. As much as we fucking hate it, it's just you want to try to like minimize the amount of effect he has on the game, right? So he has 5 catches for 67 yards. That's a pretty fucking good game that you had against him, right? You kept him out of the end zone. That's a pretty fucking good game, right? Because you're not going to slow that. You're not going to completely shut that motherfucker out, but you want to get somebody in there that can slow him down, right? Just slow him down a little bit. Maybe make them think twice about going to him, right? Yeah. So I'm with you, man. That's what you got to look for. You got to look for somebody that can guard that motherfucker.
And so is Adderley, being that he's 5'11", 200 pounds?
That's the question.
That's the question, right?
Yes. Yeah. Listed at 6', 185, but in that same area. Is he that guy? I don't think so. I think, what you have is two halves of a great safety in Joseph and Adderley. Adderley being more of a ball hawk, more of a coverage type guy. KJ being more of your enforcer.
Right.
Both of them are undersized. So I don't know if putting those two guys on the field at the same time necessarily gives you what you want.
Well, the other thing too, though, is that's where the combine comes into play, right? Because let's say Adderley goes out there and he jumps out the fucking box, right? His vert is fucking is out there.
Yeah.
Then that changes things up, because if he can get up, then maybe he can make that cover, right? Maybe he can make that cover. He's gonna have the speed, right?
Yeah.
It's really about that length. Can he get up in the air? Because with that motherfucker, they just throw that ball up, and then he goes up and gets it. So if you got somebody that can jump out the box, then you might be all right.
Yeah, and the other solution is, you saw we talked a lot of crap about him, but Bruce Irvin limited some tight ends this last year. Bruce Irvin roughs up Kelce when we play against the Chiefs.
True.
You know what I mean? So maybe you get a guy as a linebacker in there that can chip on those tight ends to help you out at a lower level of the defense to compensate for that safety position.
Right.
And again, we look at the draft or possibly even free agency, and we'll get into that as the weeks go by, who might be a possible solution to that at the linebacker level.
Right. And then if that's what happens, right, if you do get a linebacker that instead can stay with Kelce, then maybe you're not worried so much at the safety position. Maybe you're okay with having undersized safeties, because you're not going to put them as a primary defender on Kelce.
And that's a major question.
Right? Yeah.
That's a major. You still got Eric Harris, too.
It's true.
You still got Eric, who can guard tight ends.
Right.
So,
Right, exactly, right.
So
that's the point.
another guy. Are we still on this Senior Bowl?
Yeah.
Okay, another position I want to mention that we might be looking at the 24 pick would be a wide receiver.
Okay.
And I mentioned A.J. Brown, but I'm sorry, I don't believe he played in the Senior Bowl.
I don't think so, no.
So I apologize to everybody out there for that mistake. Andy Isabella.
Right.
And Hunter Renfrow. Andy Isabella is a slot guy. He's going to be your Wes Welker type.
Yeah.
He's going to give you plays in the slot where maybe Seth Robert can't make. That's a guy to watch out for with the 24 pick.
I got him highlighted over here. He had 7 catches for 83 yards in that bowl. But coming out of college in 2018, he was the highest rated wide receiver according to PFF.
Right.
So coming out with the highest grade, he's got speed, but very shifty in his routes. That's where his speed comes out, is that footwork.
Right. And so
separation.
And then the other thing is going to be, because of his size, right? He's probably not going to be taken early.
Yeah.
Right. So that a lot of people have been talking about whether or not the Raiders will take a receiver in the first round.
Right.
If they think they got that guy, right? If they think they can target him, maybe second, third, or whatever.
Yeah.
Then maybe they don't. Maybe they avoid the wide receiver in the first round.
Yeah. And right now he's trending as like a second or third round pick. He's moving up. His stock's rising. You going to say, Cain?
Well, we have an early second round pick.
Yeah, we do.
And so him or Hunter Renfrow. Hunter Renfrow is also another cat to watch. The receiver from Clemson. He's another guy who's worthy of the 24 late first round, early second round pick. If AJ Brown happens to go to one of the teams, before we draft.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, and then also in that wide receiver bunch was Terry McLaurin, who led the team with 3 Raider stickers. He had 3 shields on his helmet. But I don't see him on our draft board. I just don't. I just don't. Maybe now, but I don't. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't
So,
know.
well, did that? I wanted to ask a question. That they were putting Raider stickers on players. What significance did that have to the scouts, to the team? Did that say this is a guy we want to watch? This is a guy you want to pay attention to? Did that send a message to the coaches, the staff or whatever, or was that just a hey, good job?
Well, yeah, I mean, essentially it's both. It's basically to stand out, but he was rewarding players that made plays in the game with stickers. So anytime they made a big play or did something that he liked, he put a sticker on them, like they do in college. You get the little little marks on there for a sack or pass deflected, or you know what I mean. So it's kind of in that collegiate spirit, but it also does send a message to your scouting staff.
I mean, it's possible, but then if that's the case, then maybe you want to confuse some of the other teams and make them think that you're really high on somebody. You just throw a whole bunch of motherfucking stickers at somebody.
Yeah.
He's like, yo, come over here. Let me light your helmet up real quick.
Yeah. Man, if you follow me on Instagram, I put a sticker on anything. So,
well, I mean, this is John Gruden we're talking about. He's unconventional.
That's true.
I mean,
That's
I'm just, throwing that out there.
Yeah.
And everybody got Raiders gear. You saw Nazir leaving the facility after the game. Raided out. In the practice the day before, everyone was wearing they had the training staff made these long sleeve tees. They had numbers on them. They kind of looked like Raider jerseys, but they were tees, long sleeve practice tees. So he had everybody kind of in that pro feel.
That's what's up.
You're with our staff. This is what it's going to feel like in a pro camp. And a lot of the players came out of there saying they're no nonsense. They run an intense practice. A lot of guys saying, I'd like to work for these dudes. I forget who it was. One of them was a Bronco fan growing up, but came out of the experience saying, yeah, I wouldn't mind playing for the Raiders.
Yeah, you're fucking right.
You goddamn right.
You goddamn right.
That's right. Throw that Bronco shit out. Some of a bitch. Yeah, but the Senior Bowl, man. Senior Bowl it's nice. It's nice to watch. As Mike Mayock said, and we're going to get to his comments about it. It's a cross check, right? You got tape from these guys throughout their collegiate career. Maybe a lot of them don't jump out, but maybe at the Senior Bowl they do. And maybe at a combine, a guy jumps out that doesn't really jump out on his tape. So you use all these things as metrics, as cross checks to kind of see where it all lines up. Who's hitting the mark at all three of those? Who jumped out in when the lights were on in the Senior Bowl?
Absolutely.
I mean, it's a small game, but they know what they're playing for. They know what the stakes are. You know what I'm saying? You got the pajama Olympics, the underwear Olympics. You know what I mean? The combine. You might have a combine warrior. You go back to look at the tape, doesn't add up.
Right.
Maybe you go back to look at the tape after he blows up the combine and you see some things that maybe you glossed over.
Right.
And you're like, oh, there's that vertical. Oh, yeah. You know what? In the fifth round, a little bit raw, but it's there. It shows up in the combine and on the field.
And that's a good way of looking at it too, right? Because if you do see some dudes that are jumping out the box, numbers wise at the combine, you want to go back and see if that actually translates to the field.
Yeah.
Right? So you want to go back, you want to look at the fucking film and see, okay, this guy has a fucking 40-something inch vertical.
Oh, big motherfucker.
Does that translate on the field? Is he actually using that shit on the field? Is it actually coming into play?
Right.
If it's not, then fuck.
Yeah.
I don't care if you ran a fucking 4.3, whatever. If you're not showing that on the field, you're not dusting motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Then it doesn't really add up.
And just to kind of branch off of that, to kind of bring it both together, the combine and the sticker thing. Last year at the combine, they had Raider stickers there too.
Right.
And everybody that they interviewed, if they felt like the passion and the love for the game was there, the heart, not the knowledge, not the skill, not the talent, not the vertical jump, not the speed, but is the heart there? Did it come through in the interview?
Right.
Does this kid want to play football no matter what? They were stickering those guys. Those are Raiders, according to John.
That's what's up.
So that's why you saw a lot of lunch pail dudes, guys that maybe don't blow up the tape. I'm talking about free agents and even undrafted guys we brought in last offseason. A lot of these guys, again, not game breakers, but game players.
That's what's up. That's it. That's it.
Well,
That's what you want.
You got to kind of take a quote from Mike Mayock. Read a quote from him saying that the combine and the Senior Bowl is a trick. You got to know what to look for. You got to, you got guys that you wonder why, and then here they are. They pop this week. They standing out. They getting everything done. They doing everything right. Then you want to say, well, why did this not happen throughout their college career? Right. And so what his thing was, you got to go back to their college tape and what they was doing. You know, if it's a Senior Bowl, obviously you want to go back and look at the tape when they played sophomore and junior year,
right?
On and so on and such. And the same with the combine, OB, guys come out and have a freakish combine, and then they wash out when they get to the NFL.
Yeah.
So those can be tricks, and you just got to know to watch. And basically, that's kind of how it's been throughout the time. If you look at especially how we've been drafted, how Al Davis drafted his first round draft picks always was was a roulette. Like spinning the roulette wheel.
Yeah. Like Che, I think, mentioned last week, Al was always about getting that guy that nobody else saw.
That's what's up.
And shot ourselves in the foot a lot
of times, right? A lot of times.
But that's a renegade style.
But you know what, though? That's kind of what they prided themselves even early on, right? The difference was there was no fucking combine back then.
No.
Right? So it was like going and finding these cutty players that other teams weren't really paying attention to that showed out like on the field. But then the combine started and everybody started to look at, and so then Al took it to this like, who's the fucking greatest athlete on the field?
Yeah.
Right? And then that's how
track stars.
And that's how we got like, James Jett. And,
I always like it to say,
right?
By the way, shout out to Track Stars out of Oakland.
Yeah.
They've been around for a while.
Yeah.
Hip hop crew right there.
That's what's up.
I remember Track Stars selling CDs on the BART Bridge.
Oh, shit.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Track Stars. I see you guys. Anyways, are we done on Senior Bowl? Should we move forward?
I think so, man.
You guys good?
I think so.
All right. Mike Mayock, Senior Bowl press conference. I got a lot of notes on this. First off, Mike Mayock, man, we talked about him a little bit, but he kind of gave some personal nuggets in this press conference. And I got to say, this is a guy that got spit out of the NFL, right? He was I believe he was a safety or a DB, got hurt, out of the NFL. There was no other jobs for him at that time. There was no NFL network, yada, yada, yada. He went into commercial real estate and realized very quickly, I got to be doing something football-oriented. So he came running back. He came running back full on with no helmet, just head first in the NFL, trying to get any job he could. Much like John Gruden, at this point, he's now been in all 32 buildings in the NFL.
That's what's up.
He's been in everywhere. Okay. He's seen behind the curtain at almost every stop along the way. He's seen, guys that like to stay put. He talked about Bill Polian in Indianapolis, like big college, big name school guys, stayed put on the draft board, didn't move up and down. Then he's seen guys move all the way up and down. So regards to his philosophy, he wouldn't show his cards too much, but he's like, I've seen it all. And I'm going to put the best of what I've seen together and employ my own strategy. You know what I mean? But what I liked about his story is Mike is his kind of relentless attitude to be a part of the thing that he loves the most, and to really give it his all when he finally got his position. And you could see that in his mocks. They're pretty good. They're not wild like a Mel Kiper mock draft, It's hard to argue a lot of his mock drafts. Anything, hindsight's 20/20, right? Mm-hmm. But there's a little bit on Mike. But he got into it. He said, for him, this was the first chance to see his coaching staff in a live game setting, how they interact with players, how they react to game situations. Now it's the Senior Bowl,
right?
But they're still out there working on their side. He's on the sideline. He's not up at the press booth anymore. He's got to watch these players from ground level. So that's a different experience for him. So I think it was a nice kind of get your feet wet moment before an actual NFL game for Mike Mayock. I thought that was cool. He had a chance to evaluate both sides of the ball, and he said, with skin in the game now. He said that's the difference. He used to be in the booth. You can release a mock draft and be wrong. Hell, it's the draft.
Right.
You're just making assumptions.
Right.
But now he's got skin in the game.
It's true.
The picks he makes are picks.
There's a lot more pressure on that.
Yeah.
Right? There's a lot more pressure than just putting out a mock draft. Right?
After you release a mock, 3-4 months later, no one's talking about you.
Right.
But it's different when you're the GM of a football team.
Exactly.
Because now it's your ass.
Exactly.
So
that's your ass, dog.
What was that? What's that?
Postman?
Yeah, that's it. That's your ass, Mr. Postman.
So I thought that was cool. Obviously he's aware of that, but that he shared that out there. They asked him, basically, what's the difference now? And he said, skin in the game. He spoke about what Chase said, the trappings of both the Senior Bowl and the Combine, but how they work together along with the player's college tape to give you somewhat of a well-rounded picture of a player's performance prior to the draft, the cross-check, as we stated. He talked about scouting the scouts and starting from the bottom in terms of talent evaluation and acquisition. He came in here, it's a 4-12 roster. We said it right at the top of the show, right? Mm-hmm. There's holes to be made. You know, there's guys, Carl Joseph, he said, came on late in the season, but you got 4 wins. There's problems.
Right.
We got to address those problems. One of his different approaches that he's taken since showing up here seems to be organization. He's got binders for every position coach and a ranking of players at their position. Because as you know, John's draft philosophy, as he said, he takes input from all of his coaches, position coaches, and the scouts. So Mike prepped all those guys, gave them binders. The other thing he's doing is he's having scouts of certain positions sit in on the position meetings,
Right.
which apparently wasn't being done before.
Okay.
So it gives the scouts a better idea of the type of player that position coach might want.
Right.
So they know who to go out there and scout. So everything's kind of transparent. He says there's no walls in the office, and it's all kind of funneling through the same system. Everybody's talking to each other. So come draft day, some semblance of cohesiveness. You get everybody on the same page as much as possible.
Right.
There's going to be arguments, man. It's draft day.
Of course.
But laying the groundwork right now to make sure at least everyone knows where the heads are at, which sounds cool. I think if you go back to Jack Del Rio, and I don't want to throw more dirt on Del Rio, but I don't think this type of organization was around then. And I think Reggie can evaluate. I think he's a football guy. He's been around a long time, but just maybe wasn't the most organized, analytical type guy. You know, Mike Mayock's out there mocking drafts for every 32 NFL team.
Right.
You got to be organized.
Hell yeah.
You better have some binders,
He's got a lot of them.
highlighters,
Yeah, them old school chunky ass binders too.
Post-it notes.
Right?
Yeah, the big trapper.
Motherfucker got a trapper keeper.
Mike Mayock rolling up with his Jansen backpack. Yeah.
Going to school right now.
Going to school, bro. Yeah, his pencil box, everything. But he says the best thing that he's got going right now is that the head coach and the GM, and he said, quote unquote, truly on the same page, absolute transparency through the entire staff. They asked him about Derek Carr. You knew they were going to ask him about Derek Carr.
Of course.
Exact quote, Derek Carr is kind of the least of our problems right now.
That's right.
He said there's not 32 starting quarterbacks in the NFL, and they have one of them. Derek Carr's not on the chopping block right now.
Right.
So let's just end it right there.
There you go. That's all you needed to hear.
And I already hear the winds. I already hear the autumn wind stirring.
Yeah.
People saying, well, you know, he's just saying that to throw you off.
Right.
That's a conspiracy theory.
He's just you know, he's getting the dogs off of the trail right now. He's getting the dogs off the trail. Man.
Kane, what is it about Raider Nation that loves a good conspiracy theory? Man?
Hey, man, it is what it is. But you know what most people are probably saying is that just means he has 2019.
Yeah.
It's a make or break.
And that's fine. I mean, we've all said that, right?
Yeah.
Give him one more year. I feel like unless you're like one of like 5 guys in the NFL as a quarterback, it's year to year for everybody.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And as
Unless you're Drew Brees, Tom Brady, Phillip Rivers,
Aaron Rodgers,
that's about it.
Yeah. Not even Eli Manning anymore, apparently.
Not even Eli Manning,
No,
apparently. Yeah.
Russell Wilson for
Like
now, a couple more years, maybe one more year for Russell. You know, so yeah.
Russell Wilson, he might be in that bag of, if you got to go with 5 quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not even Cam Newton is assured a job.
Andrew Luck, you can maybe throw in there.
You can maybe throw Andrew
know.
Luck in there.
But, you know, so, you know, I'm with it, man. We'll ride with Derek for one more year. But he did say we need pretty much everything on defense. And I think that pairs well with what Sean said last week. I said, this team lacks depth. And he was like, no, Doc, we have depth. They're just starting right now.
Right.
You know, so I think
That's right.
there's a lot of positions to fill on defense. You might like a guy that's currently starting, a guy like Corey James who has heart. You like him. You want to see Morrow get a shot. But if you can get a guy, a playmaker, to come in and bump James down to the second unit,
Corey James.
yeah. Sorry. What?
No.
Markel Lee.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Corey James, dog. Corey James has been gone, dog.
Corey James'
Markel-
knee just flared up right now.
Yeah, no.
He's like, someone's talking about me.
but speaking about that, I had a discussion with somebody about that too, and I said, it was a question about whether we should draft a defensive tackle or not because we just drafted 2 last year,
right.
You know what I'm saying? So if we do draft a defensive tackle, then Hall becomes falls down a rotation. That's not a bad thing.
No, which he should
That's
be.
not a bad
Yeah.
thing. You know, that means he's now coming off the bench. He's not
Yeah.
starting.
Yeah.
So that's not a bad thing.
No.
So Sean was absolutely correct when he said that.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of guys, maybe Worley is maybe not a starter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, a few guys, the Eric Harrises.
Yeah.
You know, maybe the Carl Josephs.
Even Nick
You know,
Nelson as a,
Nick
as a,
Nelson
as a slot
slot
corner.
corner.
Yeah.
Although I do think he will eventually get that.
Yeah, I like Nick.
Take that over.
I like
Yeah,
Nick.
but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Marcel Aitman was starting at the end of the year. He becomes a number 3 receiver as soon as they draft or number 1. You know.
We've been saying it for the last 2 seasons. Plus, we need push up the middle. How do you get steady push up the middle? Rotation, rotation, rotation.
That's right.
You got them 2 big boys on your defense. Those are your 2 most winded guys
Absolutely.
on defense.
Absolutely.
If you see an offense, seeing a fresh DT line up every down, they got fresh blood in there every down. It don't stop. It's relentless. There's no quit. Them guards get tired after a while.
Yeah, it's true.
That center's like, God damn.
Right. Right.
He ain't even breathing heavy.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So what the fuck?
Yeah. And
This is bullshit.
PJ Hall is a rotational guy. You know what I mean? Let's just say it. He's a rotational dude. Maurice Hurst is not an every down DT. He can be. He will be.
I think that the potential's there for both of them to get to that place.
They can get
for
to that
sure.
level. But
Yeah.
if they don't have to be, if they can come in and pin their ears back
Absolutely.
fresh,
But in the long
you're looking
run,
good.
In the long run, Maurice Hurst is a starter.
Oh, no, hell, of
tackle.
course, dog. Without question.
With a Kennon Williams
Yeah.
next to him.
Quinn, yeah.
Quentin
Yeah,
Williams.
Quentin-
Quentin
yeah,
Williams.
yeah.
Then Hall becomes down. He falls down the rotation.
Yeah,
one.
and,
Right.
no, and
You
I'm
know.
not saying he's not a
Yeah.
starter. I'm just saying there's if he doesn't have to be an every down DT playing every snap of the
Right.
game.
No, he had
You know what I
he's
mean?
every 4 sacks. He had 4 sacks on a bad team.
Yeah.
with no defensive end. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, he
No.
So
is.
you give him an
it's-
edge rusher
Yeah.
and another. I didn't mean to cut you off, Che.
No.
Another defensive tackle in the rotation. That goes up to 8, and I believe I think I might have had this one conversation with you before. He doubles his sack total.
Oh,
next
yeah.
year.
Next
Oh,
season.
yeah.
I like it. I like
So
it.
Oh, yeah.
you know, but I'm still on the Clellan Farrell and
Yeah. No, I'm saying
Right.
he's-
I feel
Josh
you.
Allen.
I'm saying
I feel you. I feel you.
he's a starter. He's getting 80% of them snaps, but on the other 20%, if you can get a guy up in there,
Right.
that's they're gonna make some plays and stay fresh,
Right.
Then not every down DT, but can still cause a problem. Yeah, that's not a bad
No,
problem. to
yeah,
have,
no.
you know?
It's one of those things where, Hurst is your starter. He's your guy, right?
Yeah.
But it's not a bad thing if you could rotate him out, give him a breather, and you're still getting production from the backups, right?
Yeah.
So that's what you want. You want that depth, exactly what Sean was talking about last week, right? We want depth, and some of the guys that are going to be the depth are already on the team.
Yeah.
You know? So
what about
it's not
Eddie
bad.
Vanderdoes?
I think he's Vander gone, bro. I think he's Vander gone. I want to piggyback on what the good doc just said right now in the chat. This is a good point. Everybody loves to talk about edge rushers. I think interior pass rush is one of the most important, if not the most important aspects of a defense. I'm going to tell you why I think he's right. Because if you look at Bill Belichick and what he's been able to do against great quarterbacks, right?
Yeah.
He beats them all the time with rush up the middle. Every single time it's coming up the middle for Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
I'm not saying we don't need an edge rusher. We do. We need a guy opposite of Key. We need that guy. You need that.
Absolutely.
Obviously, with Mac leaving, you're going to bleed out in that wound right there.
Yeah.
You need to fill that spot. But interior pass rush is the way to stop a good quarterback.
Absolutely.
If they can't step up in that pocket, it's over. It's a wrap.
And it's just going to equal more sacks for the edge rushers, man. That's what that equals, right? When you got
flush
that
them out.
pressure,
You flush them out.
It's going to give them nowhere to go, right? They can't step up in the pocket and get by while the edge rushers are coming around, right? They're going to fall right into their laps. So that's what you want. You want
Yeah.
that pressure up the middle.
You need it. You need it. So let's keep it moving. The Raider search for a new home continues. They're homeless. I don't even know what to call them right now. Can't call them the Oakland Raiders.
You know when I think about that shit,
But
that is
dog,
really sad, bro.
they're the Oakland Raiders till they move, dog. Come on now.
Okay.
Yeah, but
We gotta
that,
call it.
it's sad though, man.
I know.
Yeah.
It
I know.
really is to be. Okay, we moving to Nevada, but just to be homeless for a year, bro, that's embarrassing.
It's embarrassing.
That's
Yeah.
embarrassing. You know.
So we kind of got the inside line on that. We can't tell you where they're going to play next year, but the ink's drying on the paper right now. Expect an announcement in the next couple weeks. I would say, if I had to take a shot at it, there's a good chance the Raiders are going to be playing on a baseball diamond next year.
Are the Giants going to the World Series next year?
The Giants are not going to the World Series next year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not. There's also a good chance that infield will not be Oakland soil. But
Just that.
nothing official. There's nothing
Yeah.
official. There's
Yeah.
nothing official right now.
Nothing official.
We got to see what happened. You know what else is not official? Is that new Oakland A's stadium. That's not official. They're not going to ferry your ass over to the stadium in a boat. That ain't happening. Logistically, that's a nightmare. I'm an A's fan. If you really think that stadium's going to happen, you're tripping.
The A's?
Yeah.
Oh, I saw something on Twitter, man,
Yeah.
where they were showing like these gondolas
Yeah.
that was taking people
Exactly.
over.
No, that ain't
you
it.
know, from downtown to oh, that would be dope.
It would be dope, but that's not going to happen.
And then the stadium was
Yeah.
man, that shit was dope.
It was a nice model.
You know?
It was a nice miniature. Right now, it's a baseball stadium for ants. That's all.
You
it
know
is.
what? You know when I saw that,
That's all it is.
when I saw that, and I thought about the Raiders in Vegas, and I saw the A's, and I was like, you know what? That shit pissed me off.
Yeah.
That pissed me off.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
What
really
what I
did.
do like, I mean, it's heartbreaking to look at, but the new plans for the Coliseum Park area, I like that they're going to keep Oracle around for an event center because we've talked about it's the best sound in the Bay Area, but they're also going to leave the original field right there and erect like a community stadium around it, like a Coliseum type. They're calling it a ruin, like ruins, right? It's going to be the leftover stadium. They're going to tear down everything around it and erect like a Coliseum style open seating area for the community to use, local schools to use and stuff like that. So that's cool. They're going to at least preserve like a memory of what used to be there. It's going to break my heart every time I see it, but
Right.
It's not gonna break my heart. It's gonna piss me off.
it's going to piss me off. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna piss me. Let's just keep it real.
That's true, man.
But I am excited for the Raiders in Nevada. I know we got to move forward, but I just
Yeah.
want to say one thing. I said this on Twitter. Nevada is going to take care of the Raiders.
I think so,
I
absolutely.
I don't want to say it like that, but Nevada is going to take care.
Yeah.
They are going to embrace the Raiders, man. They're going
Absolutely.
to give them what they needed from the city of Oakland, not so
Yeah.
much the fan base, because we gave them everything we had.
Absolutely.
We gave them more than everything we had. We gave them. Some people can afford nothing all year but bought season tickets to go to the Raider games.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we gave them more than what we had. So I'm not talking about the fan base. Shout out to the fan base. I'm talking about the city. I'm talking about these goddamn license plates Nevada has put out with Raiders on them. You
Yeah.
know, we
Sexy.
never did.
Those are sexy.
Those are, man. It makes me wanna move to Nevada.
No, California hasn't embraced no team like that.
Nah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
so to think about that and to see that, I'm proud to say that they're going to get the home they deserve. The city is going to embrace them. It's going to take care of them. It's going to be about the Raiders because basically the Knights are there, but they're not the Raiders.
Right.
UNLV is there, but they're not the silver
Nah,
and black.
nah.
You know what I mean? So that's state, and this is the last I'm gonna say, they're going to take care of that team. So I'm on board. I'm on board, and I'm looking forward to going
Seeing
to
what that looks
stadium.
like. Yeah, absolutely.
On that note, Shorty has an interesting question, Cain. Why are people from Oakland not butthurt that the Warriors are leaving?
Right. That's a good question.
I know a lot of people that are. I know a
Yeah.
lot of people that's like fuck them when they go across the bay. You know what I mean? And that fan base, there is, bro. When they go over to San Francisco, the fan base is going to be different. It's not going to be blue collar. It's going to be techie, and it's already basically turned into that already.
Look at the stands.
You know what I'm saying?
Look at the stands.
Why you think we enjoying this run right now as Oaklanders? We're enjoying this run because this is the last run that we'll see in Oakland from a sports franchise.
Right.
The A's ain't nowhere near going to the World Series, and the Raiders are gone.
Yeah.
Pretty much. They gone. They out here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there is no more Oakland Raiders right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's Shorty. I think if you get off Raiders Twitter and you go on like Dub's Twitter, you'll see a lot more of that. But I think a lot of it too is drowned out by the fact that there's such a bandwagon team. You got a lot of non-Oaklanders on the Jock of the Warriors, so there's a lot of noise out there that's going to drown that out more so. Raider Nation, it was birthed right here in Oakland. It is Raider Nation, so we do know it's bigger than Oakland, but coming from us, just let you know the epicenter of Raider Nation is thick. And, if you're on Raiders Twitter, that's what you're going to see. That's what you're going to hear about. And the other thing is, as a Raiders fan and a Warriors fan, I'm upset about both, but the Raiders one hurts more. Now they're going to be a lot further away. one of the trivia questions that Cain submitted for the 2-minute drill. We haven't used it yet, but the distance between Oakland and San Francisco, I'm not going to give it out in case any future guests are listening. It's not far, so that softens the blow a little bit too.
Right.
And they're the Golden State Warriors. Oakland fans, that don't matter to them. They're the Oakland Warriors, but they also are the Golden State Warriors. So a lot of reasons there from both Cain and I that sort of hopefully clears that up for you. There's just a lot of reasons why you're not hearing about that. I got one more quick hit for y'all. And since I don't have a ding ding, we'll have to go. Derek Carr calling out media pundits this week, challenging Max Kellerman to a battle inside the octagon. Even went so far as to hit up Dana White on Twitter about starting a business for athletes to take on disgruntled members of the press. Later on, this turned into Derek Carr versus Stephen A. Smith, but the first call out was for Max Kellerman. But it seemed to be, no surprise, it was Stephen A. that really got in the ring when it came to this. So Derek Carr tweeted out, yeah, he got a big mouth. He got
big ass mouth.
He got a flip top head, dog.
Man,
got a flip top head.
That's understatement.
He just leaned back and brushed his teeth in a straight row. Pow, 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 pow.
Motherfucking pest dispenser.
Yeah, bro.
Shit, that motherfucker sleep with his mouth open.
But Derek Carr called out Dana White. He said, hey, how do I challenge a couple of these clowns, pinche payasos, on TV to a fight? I think we should start a business together where pro athletes can challenge some of these people to an octagon fight until they give us an answer. You don't know me. Stop lying. Stephen A. Smith jumped in to tell Derek he has an open invite on First Take anytime he wants. Vegas odds seem to favor Smith in this fight. One Raider critic chimed in by saying that was outrageous since Derek has made a career by hitting guys 5 yards in front of him, which is a cold blow, but it's funny. It's funny. It's funny.
Oh man, that's a low blow.
How they gave Stephen the edge in this fight, I'm not entirely sure. Derek's a young cat. Even Stephen said.
Obviously, they haven't seen that motherfucker in person, man, because they probably would change their fucking tune, though.
Bro, he's from Fresno.
I don't.
It's a gritty place, bro.
Yeah,
he's got to throw some hands out there in Fresno.
Oh, yeah.
Middle school Derek Carr got picked on a little bit.
Don't let the church. You think somebody that's so Christian as Derek Carr hasn't gotten picked on before?
Wait a minute. Derek Carr, when he was that age, his brother played for the Houston Texans. They lived in Texas.
Oh, they were out there, huh?
That's right.
Okay, well.
Oh, they did live. They did.
Yeah.
That's right.
I'm just saying, I think Che put it on there too, man. Don't get it twisted. Some of these religious zealots, they'll get after it, bro.
Hey, if he spoke on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He spoke on it.
Yeah, he did.
Right?
He
so,
did.
hey, he initiated it.
I don't think he's afraid
That
at
tell
all.
you right
though.
there, he ain't no punk. You know what I mean?
There's a fire burning inside this young Christian soldier that I wouldn't want to mess with.
Well, hey, did Max Kellerman say anything back?
Max Kellerman didn't say shit. He just said he's like, oh, you got upset. I'm gonna say my takes, but he wasn't trying to fucking go at him.
That's
like,
because Max watches boxing, bro.
Yeah, he knows he get lit up. He watches boxing. He ain't doing it.
Yeah, but
You don't want them hands, though.
Derek ain't coming on First Take. He's too busy studying the game of football. Something you should look into, Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah, that motherfucker got a big mouth, dog. He just running his mouth. He ain't really about that life, though.
No.
I don't buy it. I don't think Stephen A. would even fucking show up for something like that.
Stephen A.
He's gonna talk a lot, though.
Is such a caricature of himself. When he goes to the fair and gets one of those cartoon pictures of himself drawn, it looks just like him. It's a photo, is what it is. He's like, I'm not sure what to do. Like, I can't make your head any bigger than it already is. You got a big ass head. You got a loud mouth.
Loud mouth.
Wow.
Definitely loud mouth.
Wild. Stephen A., you're wild.
He wilding out.
Are we time to move forward?
Yeah.
Fact.
That's right. It's time for Silver and Black Facts, brought to you every week by Pro Football Focus. Follow them at PFF_Raiders for all your in-depth silver and black grades and analysis. This week, we're focusing on offensive line. Ooh, should be fun.
Yeah.
Should be reassuring or concerning. I don't know. So a few bullet points right here sent by Mike Gorelli over there at PFF, who also said, don't worry about Austin Gale. He can take a beating. He told me that. So, all apologies, Austin. Still went a little rough on him.
Yeah.
Since joining the Raiders in 2015, center Rodney Hudson, who did not make the Pro Bowl, mind you.
I am shocked, too.
Travesty.
Yeah, that's some bullshit, dog.
He has only allowed 2 sacks and 27 total pressures
Yeah.
and 2,530 pass block snaps. Hudson has been PFF's top-graded pass blocking center every season since 2015.
Yeah, you're fucking right.
Fact.
Colton Miller allowed the most sacks at 16 and second most total pressures of 65 of any tackle in the NFL in 2018. Standing on the opposite side is Brandon Parker, who allowed the third most sacks. Don't ask me who number 2 is. Just be happy he's not on the Raiders. And sixth most total pressures with 43 among tackles this season. So the bookends we already know is a problem.
Yeah.
Starting fresh next year, full camp, maybe a little competition behind him.
A little bit of extra strength added in the weight room.
Yeah, a little something. Let's see what these young Bucks can do. But little more historical data here. Raiders offensive line pass blocking efficiency ranking year by year. 2015, second. 2016, first. 2017, fourth. 2018, 26th. One change in that time.
Yeah.
Tom Cable.
Yeah.
The left tackle and the right tackle.
And the left tackle and the right tackle.
And injuries, dog.
And injuries.
Let's not gloss over that.
Okay.
A lot of injuries.
I'll stop picking on Tom Cable. Try to loosen up my jaw here.
Hey, but he still got to prove his shit. I mean, bottom line is his numbers ain't. They follow him everywhere he fucking goes. So he's got to show us something different this season.
You know, I'd rather see Tom Cable fight Stephen A. Smith. Now that
That'd be a good fight. That'd be a good fight. That'd be good because he'd be out. Stephen A. Smith be out after one fucking punch. That'd be real good.
Sleep, bro. He'd be sleep. Overall PFF grades and position ranks for 2018. Rodney Hudson 76.5, ranked 4th of 39. Gabe Jackson at a 69.2, ranked 17th. Kelechi Osemele 53.7, a little downgrade this year. Again, he was playing hurt all season. Didn't play for some of the season. Colton Miller tackled 48.2, ranked 81 at 85, and Brandon Parker 46.9, ranked 83 at 85. Ouch. That's overall grades and position ranks. I got the pass blocking and the run blocking. Needless to say, I won't go through all of them, but pass blocking much higher for the Raiders. Run blocking grades were a challenge this year, to say the least. 2019 free agents and their PFF grade. We got tackles, guards, and centers. We're going to focus on the tackles only. All right. I got the top 5 is what he sent us. Number 1 right now is George Fant, 73.0, coming out of Seattle. George, I believe, is like 26, 27 years old. Is 3 years in the league. He was coming off the bench this year, stepped in for the starter, played really well down the stretch. He's going to be a free agent. It's going to be interesting to see if he gets out of Seattle. I'd like to see a guy like that sign for depth or competition at the right tackle position. Spend a little bit of money there because, as you can see, even if you got faith in Brandon Parker, even if you got faith in Colton Miller, both those guys got nicked up this year.
Yep.
You need another guy to come in behind him. Don't want that drop off to be big. Derek Carr thrives when he's got some time.
Absolutely.
The priority this year has got to be edge rusher and protect your quarterback, right? So George Fant, Jawan James at a 70.7 coming out of Miami. Bobby Massey, 70.3 for the Bears. Trent Brown and Donovan Smith rounding out that list for the Patriots. And Buccaneers checking in at 66 each. Tackling free agency, boys, what do you guys think? Is it worth the money?
I mean, if the money's right, you don't want to overpay for him either, right? If the money's right.
Cain, what are you spending on a tackle in free agency?
No more than $3-4 million a year.
Yeah. You want to move up to 5 for a guy like Fant, a guy that can start.
If I didn't think Brandon Parker could win the starting job, I would do something like that just to have a little, insurance.
Yeah, right.
But if my eggs was in Brandon Parker's basket, then I'm not going to spend $5 million a year for a guy to be a backup.
Yeah, fair enough. And what's Donald Penn's status? He's got 1 more year in a contract, right? This is the second of his 2-year deal. Yeah,
but we haven't heard from Penn since he left, since he's been out, man. So,
but if he was gonna, if he does come back and you have that depth, behind Colton Miller, So
no, that would be great.
You haven't heard from Donald Penn because he's out there smashing no pussy. That's what he's doing.
That's what he do.
He's living that bachelor life now. So, Donald Penn's smashing that new. That new. So yeah, man, that's our Silver and Black Facts segment. We got Chris Simmons coming up after the break here. We're gonna do the guest after the break because I think it was a pretty beefy first half.
Yeah, it is.
And I got a nice little 2-minute drill lined up for Chris.
Oh
yeah.
It's gonna be good.
Fire. We're trying to get this 2-minute drill calibrated We don't want it to be too hard, but we don't want it to be soft at all.
No softballs.
Ain't nothing soft about this show.
No softballs, man.
Con duro, it needs to be strong.
Nothing soft. No cotton here.
Yeah, and it's like the duros. They're hard.
Yeah.
But you put a little hot sauce on them,
and they're all right.
They're okay.
It's good.
Amari Cooper ain't in this room.
And Mark Cooper ain't in this. Hey, real quick. We're going to save that. We have ICU coming up after Chris Simmons. Put a pin in that because
see you.
When you said that right now, my mouth watered a little bit like a shark seeing blood in the water. I was like, do sharks' mouths water? They're underwater creatures. I don't know. That's an interesting question.
That's an interesting question.
That might be a good question for the 2-minute drill.
Man.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, coming up after the break is Chris Simmons and your calls and the return of ICU. And of course, shout outs. Hang in there, Raider Nation. Keep pillaging, and we'll be right back.
Yeah, boy.
And we're back from the break, and on the line we got Chris Simmons from the Raider Ramble. Chris, man, introduce yourself. Tell these folks where they can find you online, and tell them what you've been doing your whole life, brother.
Hey, guys. My name's Chris Simmons. I go by the moniker Sicko Simmons. It's SIK0 Simmons. You can find literally all of my social media. You can even find my gamer tag that way because I've just been holding that down for forever. I guess by trade, I work in as an entertainment paralegal. And by night, I've been I just launched a podcast called the Hidden Levels Podcast, which I'm really excited about. Just an amalgamation of sports, culture, video games. At the end of every pod, there'll be a little Easter egg in there for people who made it to the end. So, yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I've been up to.
All right,
man.
What's
up, man? That's what's up.
Cool. So welcome to the show, man. I've been wanting to have you on here for a while. I'm glad we finally got you on. I enjoy seeing your banter and talking to you a little bit in the Ramble chat. Enjoy the work that you do over there. Well, let's get it started, man. First off, it was the Senior Bowl this week. Raiders GM Mike Mayock was in attendance, and he spoke regarding the Raiders' needs going into the 2019 season. He had several nice things to say about players currently on the roster, but pulled no punches in regards to the team's 4-12 record. He remarked that any team with only 4 wins has an abundance of holes that need to be filled. What are your thoughts in regards to the Raiders' priorities this offseason, and rank them by position?
The 5 positions? Man.
By position. Rank them by position. What are the highest
needs? They need everything.
Needs? Everything.
And you know what? If I had to pick one, it's the one that it's like definitely not necessarily the most frequently mentioned, but by far middle linebacker. It has been over a decade. I mean, Nick Roach was supposed to be the guy, right? He got concussed, and there's nothing you can do about that. That ended his career. And, so I think Reggie kind of never got any love for him making the right choice because Nick Roach was doing well before he got concussed. But really since then, there hasn't been, Rolando McClain was supposed to be the guy, and then a bevy of dudes who were, good character guys, but just sucked. It's just the reality of it. All the way from Miles Burris to Whitehead, and now who, by all accounts is a character guy, but, nobody wants to see him get burned out on the edge by a tight end or by the slot receiver or by a running back who gets the edge or by anybody with the football,
Yeah.
So I would say my biggest thing, and maybe you don't take a middle linebacker with the 4th overall pick, but then again, maybe you do, right? If you gave this past team a middle linebacker, I'm not saying they would be good by any stretch, but it just wouldn't have been so god-awful, some of these stretches, So I would go middle linebacker first, and then I would probably say, definitely defensive end or edge rusher. If they decide to go 3-4, I think they could do that actually with the front they have. PJ Hall turns out to be a legitimate one technique. Then they already have like a 3-4 end in Hurst, and just see what they could do. It could be multiple, depending on who they picked up. And then definitely I would follow that up with a slot receiver or just really any receiver right now. The cupboard is so barren right now.
Facts.
That I would not want to go in and just hope or pray on big, tall receivers who can't run, And then I would say definitely safety. That free safety spot is, there's a giant question mark there. I guess Eric Harris, he played well enough, but I think we'd all be more happy if he was, the third safety in the rotation, guy who comes in on dime pack or even nickel packages, depending on how they want to play it. Like in a nickel package where you got to go 3rd and 7, then it might be beneficial to have that extra safety, 3rd and 7 plus. And then last, I would, and I don't know, this is tough to say, but I would definitely take a strong look at right tackle. Just because while Parker's still a rookie and you spend a 3rd round pick on a guy, you're expecting him to not suck. But we just gotta see it, So I would definitely consider it because at worst now you have 3 tackles for the two spots, and you can literally have the best player kind of win out and try guys at different spots. So, it might turn out that Colton Miller, who I think didn't really get a fair shake this season because he wasn't even supposed to play. But if Colton Miller is actually just a really good right tackle, that would not be a bad thing because we already have him on the roster,
Well said, man. Well said. And you're kind of taking a beating right now in the chat because they're saying middle linebacker. But I think what Chris is trying to tell you guys is not necessarily the pick at the 4th, but middle linebacker is a bigger need than most people have talked about. I think I agree with you, Chris. I think middle linebacker is a gaping hole. I think more noise needs to be made about that. Is that the 4th pick? I don't think so, but I think it is a high priority, higher than people are giving it credit for. So let me give you a chance to redeem yourself a little bit. You're on the clock. You're picking 4th. I'm going to give you an option, okay? Miller's off the board. Allen's off the board. Sorry, Bosa's off the board. Allen's off the board. And you got the Jags. They want to trade up with you. So you have the option to trade back with the Jags or, what is it, the Giants? Yeah.
It's the Giants.
Right, yeah.
Jags or the Giants are willing to trade back for you. Or you can stand pat and have your pick. Which direction are you going? And if you're picking, who are you picking at 4?
I'm definitely trading back, and I'm going to try to get the middle linebacker. I'm dead serious. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how good your D end is. We saw it with Khalil Mack. Like, what are we talking about? We've seen for 4 years this guy absolutely eat people's lunch left and right, and it didn't matter because the middle of the field's wide open. Or we see them. Oh man, they're doing a really good job against the run, and then one guy misses a block and he goes for 78 yards. It's not that edge talent isn't rare to find, but at this point, and I've constantly said this with regards to how I think about the draft. In the 1st round, you want to get guys who are going to be starters for 8 years, and you know what? That guy might not be the absolute most fantastic player ever, but that dude is going to give you 8 years of. You might make a couple Pro Bowls, maybe even an All Pro. But I'm not so sold on. Well, like Bosa is great. I'm certain if we got the opportunity, I wouldn't say don't pick him. But at the same time, if you can trade down to get a guy at a spot where you're not going to get absolutely shredded and pick up some draft capital, well, I don't see any reason why they wouldn't do that. I mean, there's probably 8 dudes on the team right now, that are going to be on the team a year. So right now it's all about stockpiling draft picks. I mean, the first cut is the deepest, and that was Khalil Mack. So
yeah,
at this point, aside from shipping out Derek Carr, which I would be pretty much against unless there was clearly some guy in the fold that was going to, supplant him. Short of that, I mean, I'm open for business, man.
Okay. Controversy, man. It's getting hot here. It's getting hot here, fellas.
You should have had that Prince.
I don't think that's that controversial to think we got. I mean, we've all seen it, and it's why 3rd and 5 for really good defensive teams is an advantage defense, but for the Raiders, I mean, we've all sat there and been like, oh, well, it doesn't really matter that they got them into 3rd and 7 because they're going to complete it right over the middle linebacker's head, right in between the safeties. A little turkey hole shot that John Gruden loves so much has been our death knell, and I'm tired of seeing it. So that's what I would love to happen.
Your new nickname is Turkey Hole, by the way.
Turkey Hole.
Chris, with most talking draft already and the abundance of pass rushers coming out in the first round, that's the big topic of the conversation. But before we get to the draft, we got free agency. So in your mind, what opportunities does free agency hold for the Silver and Black in 2019? What needs can we fulfill prior to the draft? Give me some names.
I don't think we should think about it specifically in needs, because that's how you end up with Rashawn Melvin, right? Everybody says, oh, you need to get a corner, and so you look around and you go and grab the guy who PFF said should have been pretty good the next team that he lands on, without contemplating, like, well, he's on his 8th team in 9 years. So I think I would view it more as, who are you going to add that's going to be able to make it to the next 2 years? And so either that or a guy who's going to be an absolute power. Like DeMarcus Lawrence, I think would be a great fit, if only because we know that he's not going to get some long-term deal from anybody because he's already up in age. He's going to be able to perform, but he's not going to be expected to stick around for 2 years. And I know it kind of sucks to hire a mercenary, but I wouldn't have a problem with that, because what are you going to do? Tell him to rent a house in the Bay Area and then a year from now, like, cash in on those sweet Nevada no tax checks? Like, now, why would he? Who's gonna agree to that? So I think, even though it's exciting to have all this money and be flush, like I do think it's going to be a little bit of a problem to get guys on. And so I would just look at guys who can either plug a hole right now, but not be expected to stay there for 2 years. Like, I'd bemoan having to sign Le'Veon Bell for a 5-year contract. That'd be the worst decision. The same thing for Antonio Brown's great, but I wouldn't want a receiver at $25 million for the next 3 years.
Yeah, and I mean, it would kind of look weird after ejecting Khalil Mack, not wanting to pay him that kind of money. Then you come along and give it to somebody else at a different position that's not quarterback.
Yeah,
which
you just ruin your team.
Yeah. So I think, with the fact that we are
I think that happened with Minnesota a little bit.
Okay.
They just, they got brought in a guy who nobody knows that's there, and he's making $84 million guaranteed. It's not that guys aren't going to play for him, but this dude who nobody knows is now the highest paid player on the team.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can get down with that.
Right. I hear you. Don't be shocked. We got a lot of money, but don't be shocked if there's no splashy name coming out of free agency for the Raiders, and be happy if that's the case. We talked about this at the same time last year. 9 times out of 10, when you're throwing big money at a free agent player, you're not going to get the kind of production that you expected out of that guy. Nobody wins Super Bowls off the strength of free agency. And if it happens, it's a rarity, right? It's a rarity.
Well, and the only time it works, the only time it really, really works, you look at the Rams. Last year, I was at their playoff game against the Falcons last year, and you saw that, they had the talent, they just did not have the experience all over the field. They kind of pissed down their leg that game. So it makes sense for them to just go all in and really go for it. Stories that they were also trying to get Khalil Mack on top of having Ndamukong Suh and, all the corners that they picked up. They went for it because it made sense. I think John Gruden looked at the team and said, it does not make sense to go for it. And that's why I wouldn't have a problem trading back. That's why I wouldn't have a problem maybe not the Reggie McKenzie, like bare bones, don't sign anybody for the first month of free agency. Right. I don't see any point in going big game hunting for a team where next year is when we're going to know, all right, these are the homies who are coming to Vegas with us. We know whether or not Derek Carr's the guy. Before we do anything, we got to know that, right? And sure, like, I like the dude, and I think he has moments where you're like, oh, he's fantastic. But at the same time, it's all contingent on that, and nobody else is going to know. Like, if I'm Antonio Brown, I'd much rather be trying to get to the Niners than the Raiders, not because of anything against Derek Carr or John Gruden, but the Niners know who their quarterback's going to be for the next 3 years.
Yeah.
No matter what happens, unless he, explodes and disintegrates, they know that Jimmy Garoppolo is going to be the guy. So why wouldn't you want to go for the stability that we definitely don't have right now?
Okay, fair enough. I've had the chance to interact with you now for some time and view your demeanor through the 2018 season. You remained fairly poised against the backdrop of a fan base that was jumping off ledges in a panic all season long. How did last season compare to your expectations going into 2018? And what are your early expectations going into next year? Can the Raiders get back to 500 or better football? That's a bit of an unfair question. We got free agency and the draft. This roster is going to look very different, but just kind of early prediction. No one's going to hold you to it. First off, how did last season compare to your expectations? Where were you going into it, and what are your expectations now moving forward?
Let me say this about my expectations as a Raider fan specifically. I'm a sports fan, but just as a Raider fan, I have been the guy who living in Patriot country for when I went to college and like going to not quite sneaking, but basically sneaking into the library and pulling up the game on my laptop and just watching them take absolute beating after beating. So at this point, not much can really destabilize me. Like the Khalil Mack trade, kind of once it happened, I was like, oh, well, we definitely don't know what's going to happen this season. Nothing else really matters because the best player on the team, the one guy who I definitely did not think was going to get traded, got moved. And so once it happened, I was like, you know what? Anything can happen, and I wouldn't be surprised if they fell apart, which they kind of did at least on the defensive side in the locker room. I wasn't surprised by that at all. I kind of felt that Amari Cooper definitely wasn't going to get re-signed at the number that he was going to. So once all these trades started happening, to me it was more about who's going to be there when all the dust settles. Who's going to be looking around and saying like, all right, this is my team now. And you saw Gary Conley do that a little bit. You saw Hurst do that a little bit, even Lee Smith, obviously speaking up for Derek Carr, and Jordy Smith, kind of embracing the space, Jordy Nelson, excuse me. So I when I'm watching this season, that's what I'm looking for. And as far as whether or not they can get back to 500, they got a long way to go, and the division is pretty brutal right now. But I would say this, I think that there's more to the defense than maybe we initially saw. And we definitely know that Gruden has a whole bag of tricks planned for this coming season offensively. And even then, I wouldn't be that surprised if he's saving stuff for that first season in Vegas. Like, he just seems like the kind of guy who we know that's what the whole org is shooting for, but he seems like the kind of guy who would, that's what Belichick would do, is get a play and squat on it for a decade and then break it out at the moment you'd least expect it, and I wouldn't be surprised if Gruden's emulating that a little bit.
Yeah, just even in that Patriots-Seahawks Super Bowl, the very last play of that game was a play that Belichick ran every practice in the offseason. Didn't use it all season. Puts in that personnel group for that one play. It's the first time it showed up on the field, and look what happened. They're Super Bowl champions, raising that goddamn trophy again. Some of them, bitch!
No shit.
It's miserable. I really wanted the Saints to win. I'm a little jealous of the Rams fans, I'll admit. And also, there's so many bandwagon Rams fans who did not care even about football, who are even have their team playing in the Super Bowl. I'm pretty jealous. I want the game to end in a tie if it could. Just like a giant, time suck where everybody's stuck at their game forever and never ends. I'd be fine with that.
I was going to ask you, too, because you live down there in L.A. What's it like living down there in Rams country?
It's not, I would say it's been kind of heartwarming watching the little Rams fans learn to be fans of the team. I was at that first game back, and it was like a 6-3 rock fight against the Seahawks, and they didn't know when to cheer, when to boo. There were more Seahawks fans than there were Rams fans because people were just trying to figure it out. They ran out of water during that game, which was just insane. And now, I definitely see more people kind of taking ownership of the Rams, if that makes any sense. People who are it's crazy because I never ever expected to hear people just talking about football in LA. That just never happened. And now there's 2 or 1.5 teams in LA, and people they talk about the Rams at least. I don't really see too much in the way of Chargers gear, but that's to be expected. So,
right.
But it's been cool, and it's a strange thing to say, but there is some familiarity with the Raiders because they were here for a while. And so I actually still see a ton of Raider gear all over the city as well. And they will shout out Raider Nation to you as you move through the city.
It's like Ram fan was frozen for 15, 16 years while they was in St. Louis, and then all of a sudden they thawed out and shit last year. You know what I'm saying?
Shit, they're all fresh and shit,
coming out
man.
of hibernation.
Like motherfucking Demolition Man.
Yeah, for real.
Defrosting those motherfuckers.
That's great. And, they all root like they've just been learning, doing nothing but knitting for the last 20 years.
Yeah.
But, they're learning. I was here on the train on my way to the Eagles game last year, the one where Wentz got hurt. And on the train, there was 80% Eagles fans. And there's this one kid who's like maybe 10 years old wearing a Todd Gurley jersey, and they start doing the Fly Eagles Fly chant at him as he's like, so as soon as he gets onto the train, do not stop until he gets off. And I was like, you know what? Rams fans they're not there yet. That would never happen in the Bay Area.
Hell no.
Like, you get on the BART train on the way to a Raider game,
Shit.
You are engulfed in black and silver, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
They're not there yet.
I was going to ask you this question in the 2-minute drill, which is coming up
Yeah.
shortly, but I'm going to ask you now. This actually isn't in your list of questions. I threw it out, but I'm going to ask you now. Just this doesn't count for nothing, Chris, but Los Angeles is home to what professional NFL sports team?
To what professional NFL sports team?
That's it.
It's the home. It's got to be the Rams.
That is incorrect. It is the Raiders. It will always be the Raiders.
I thought about saying it, but the only reason why I didn't is because the Rams were the original NFL team in Los Angeles. You know what I mean?
It's true.
I'm like, if you get founded in 1960, you get to be the guys who claim to be like the OGs, even if people didn't care, and even if the only championship that is won by a football team in Los Angeles was by the Silver and Black.
He's got that mesh Rams hat sitting on top of his head. It's like up top. It's like not plunked down. And he's got the Bud Light and like the blue koozie. And he's walking out there in his shorts and his Birkenstocks. I know that dude. He's a racist guy named Mike.
You put it like
yeah, dude. It's crazy because it's like there's like a interesting cross section that's happening in LA Rams fans because a good number of them are people of color, and then you get a whole bunch of the homies from the West Side who are like definitely never been to a football game, don't really know how to get sloppy drunk the right way at a game, and so there's like awkward, like it's a really awkward, but like it's like watching a child get up and learn to walk. It's really heartwarming. I'm like, oh look, for the Rams fans, they're learning to be fans. I think they should get a chant. I've been trying to get this going. Rams fans everywhere should just start doing this. Bah, bah. If they started doing that, I'd be a part-time Rams. If the whole stadium just went bah, bah after they scored, it would be great.
The
That'd be
Lambs.
awesome.
I would like that.
Shit.
I would actually really like that.
They should serve up
It
lamb
would be
chops at the
incredible.
fucking stadium, though. That'd be a hit, right?
so the Rams is the big boys on the block, but the Raider fans is the big boys on the block.
Oh,
block,
fuck
though.
Yeah.
You already
what
know
it
that.
is.
The Raider fans own the block. That's why it's okay that they can claim LA. We claim the West Coast. We all know that.
There you go.
There you go. Facts.
Facts. One more question here for you before we get into the 2-minute drill, and I'll explain that to you if you don't know what it is. If you're not nervous, you should be.
Yeah, give me a little tee up. What's this 2-minute drill?
We're gonna get there. One more question.
Okay, for sure.
Silver and black altar boy Derek Carr shed his holy garb this week to reveal a fiery demeanor we've yet to see off the field. Carr challenged media pundits this week to a no-holds-barred fight inside the octagon. What do you make of Carr's stance on this? Are we seeing the sign of a new leader in Raider Nation, or was he just clowning? Who wins? If it was you, would you get in the ring?
Well, let me answer your question with a brief question. Right? Do you think that Derek Carr was pissed when Amari Cooper changed up and went to granted he was traded, but was sent to Dallas? The answer is, of course he was pissed. Of course he did. Of course this is like a direct reaction to all of the nonsense. The only guys who haven't like absolutely hated on the Raiders or just the situation in general are literally Khalil Mack and DJ. Everybody else, they got something to say, and I don't think he likes it. I think it's good for him that I don't think he's lacked this fieriness. People who watch the game see him get pissed off and yell at his receivers. One of the reasons why I think Amari Cooper's changing up right now is Dak Prescott's not going to be the guy to ever do that. You know, he knows that Jerry Jones is going to go down and tell the clappers and be, hey, man, get the ball to my guy, number 19, because we're going to pay him a bunch of money, and that's what, you know, versus John Gruden saying, this is the guy who's open, let's get the ball to him. And Derek Carr often taking that tack as well. So I think the dude's pissed. I'm glad that he's, like, kind of shedding that image, because I don't think it's fair. You know, oftentimes when guys are it's jokingly God squatters, you know, like guys who are like very religious, not just guys, people who are very religious, they get kind of thrown into a box and, oh, they're other, they're different. Look, man, so just because somebody believes in a higher power and like expresses that openly does not mean that they're any less tough, does not mean that they're any less gritty. I mean, we watched him break bones in his hands and go back out and keep playing. We watched him break bones in his back and go out and play like some fantastic games. So I don't know where this notion that the guy was soft as Charmin came from, and I definitely would take the professional athlete over anybody who isn't a professional athlete in a fight. Like, would I get in the ring? Sure, if only because I got challenged, but I'd also be prepared to take a dive the moment that I got punched square in my chin by a 6'2", 225-pound man who's been training to run into live human beings his entire life.
Exactly.
What do you think about Amari Cooper's attitude change? He's smiling over there. He's acting like he's having a good time. You think maybe he was freebasing some Mike Irvin's Coke sweats?
I hope not. You know, I mean, I think more than anything, he's freebasing himself, and that's like, you know, I'll put it like this: like when you're 21 and you're working around grown men, then you're still learning, right? That's why the people say you got to have work experience to get into the workforce, right? You got to learn how to be around adults and handle yourself like an adult as you move through the world, right? And so I get that. And by the time you turn 24, you got a little swagger, you got a little moxie. But here's the difference. I'm positive that when he got traded, the first thing that everybody in the locker room said is, "Oh, bro, they don't know what they're missing. They don't know what you're not. They don't know what they don't have no more." Right? As if we didn't already know. And I think that just goes. It's hard for that not to go to your head, especially when you have an owner who definitely goes and meets him and shakes his hand and says, you know, we're going to make you the next great. We're going to make you better than Michael Irvin, still shaking his hand while he's telling him this, you know, just like all in his head. And then he goes to Jason Garrett and is like, oh, Jason Garrett has no power here. We all know that in the end, Jerry Jones wants to be Al Davis. So once you have that in with the owner, you're good. Like, Amari Cooper knows that his life is set now. Just this trade has guaranteed that it's not going to be like Sammy Watkins, where Sammy Watkins takes a little bit of a haircut because he's kind of been injured, hasn't really performed up to the standard that we have expected for him. And as a result, you know, gets a haircut when it comes time to get paid. People are like, I'm not going to pay for this dude who's constantly injured. In Amari's case, are you scheme dependent? I mean, yeah, I guess you get open, but then when they throw the ball to you, you drop it. So then you get mad that he doesn't throw it to you, but then when he throws it to you, you stop running on your route and he gets picked. So, you know, you create a cycle there where I'm certain that he was kind of down on himself a little bit in some of those. I mean, we know that was the case, but in the end, I'm not surprised that he changed. I'm more surprised how he changed, because, you know, this is a guy who has like his own book club, and now he's also going to buy a chain that has, you know, like a diamond out chain that has his jersey on it. That's just like somebody's in his ear, or just being in that room, that locker room, they're telling him, oh, this is the way that you do it over here. You can be flashy, and I just don't think that that's what the Raiders are ever going to go for. So
no, I don't think Amari's reading those books anymore either. I think he's doing gummers off the residue off the covers of those books.
Oh man, you know, lining himself up.
But without further ado, that music that you can't hear right now means it's the start of the 2-minute drill. Now, I don't want to scare you. There's no time limit here. You got as much time as you want. I got 20 questions for you. I asked you at the beginning of the week to give me some info about yourself. So I took some of that info and I took that into account. And I got some questions that kind of fit into your interests. I got 10 Raiders questions for you. And then I got some randoms in there too. All right. We've had 3 contestants so far on the show. Your colleague, Ray Aspuria, he came in. He got 6 out of 20 right.
6 out of 20? All right. I got to get 7.
Austin Gale from Pro Football Focus also got 6 right. Okay. And he's got big brains. Sean, Oahu Raider, came in here last week, and he got 8 right. So the new high score right now is 8. So if you want to be the top of the leaderboard, you need 9 out of 20. It's totally doable.
Yeah.
Totally doable, right?
So if I get 20 out of 20, do I get like a 1-up mushroom, or how does this work?
If you get 20 out of 20, I will send you a T-shirt and maybe buy you a cheeseburger or something like that. Yeah. Are you ready?
Yeah. Let's get it done.
All right. You said you're from Oakland. You're from LA by way of the Bay, so I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you some LA Raider questions. So we're gonna start this off real proper. When did the Raiders play their first home game in Los Angeles? What year?
Ooh, that would be 1980. See, they were. What year did they go back? So 1983.
That is incorrect.
1982.
1982.
Close.
All right. Question number 2. How many Super Bowls have been decided by 3 points or less?
Oh my God! How'd you even what? 3 points or less.
Ready for that.
Let's see. What Super Bowl number are we on now? 53.
53.
I'm gonna take a shot in the dark here, and I'm gonna say probably something like 8 or 9.
Ooh.
9. I'm gonna stick with 9.
You're so close. The correct answer was 6.
6? I was gonna say 7, but I still 16 too low to me. You know, I feel like but I guess for a while,
Yeah.
the team just couldn't score a bunch of points, so
Yeah.
makes sense.
A few of those coming recently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True or false? True or false? During their time in LA, the Raiders never played a game in Oakland. True or false?
Never played a game in Oakland?
Yeah.
That's got to be true. I don't see any way in which the city would have allowed them to, or any reason why, unless they played a preseason game.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
That is incorrect.
Jeez, did they play a preseason game?
Yeah, the Raiders did play preseason game in Oakland.
Houston Oilers, 1989.
Yep.
I should have just gone with false.
It's a trick question. It's a trick question.
I can still get.
You're a big horror film fan, right?
17.
You're a big horror fan?
Yes.
Yeah, me too. Is that right, Che?
Yes, absolutely.
Confirm that.
I confirm that totally. You're goddamn right.
Goddamn right. Legendary horror film director who's known for creating the slasher genre and scoring his own films. Horror.
John Carpenter.
Oh, there you go. There we go.
He's on the board.
On the board, y'all.
He's on the board.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
I literally was watching the thing like 2 nights ago. That's one of my favorite movies of all time. It's like incredible.
Oh, it's fantastic. John Carpenter's a living legend. This former Raider's son of Huggy Bear from Starsky and Hutch.
Oof. From Starsky and Hutch?
Yeah, Huggy Bear.
Oh man, I couldn't even tell you. Can I like buy a vowel?
I'll let you buy a vowel.
The J.
J's not a vowel.
Can I get a U?
You got a U.
You got a U. There's a second letter of the first name.
Of their first name. Oh damn. Is this Villapano?
Couldn't be more wrong.
Way off. Way off.
Oh,
Correct
man.
answer was Justin Fargas.
Antonio Fargas,
Justin
dog.
Fargas. Oh.
Antonio Fargas is Huggy Bear, dog.
Yeah. Also known for his role in "I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker."
Yeah.
Yeah, the player, the hustler.
Yeah, he had the
the fishes inside the shoes, right?
Yeah,
Did he
yeah,
have the fish in the shoes?
He was also in Sanford and Son
Vargas
too.
was on some lean teams, man.
Yeah.
The Lamont Jordan successor.
That's true. All right, next question. Question number 6. How many times and in what seasons have the Raiders won the Super Bowl?
They've won 3 Super Bowls, and I believe they won 83, 86, and 76.
Is he a Raider fan?
You got 2. You got 2 out of 3, man. It was 76, 83, and 80.
80.
And 80. 80.
All right,
I
here,
think 83.
we're hip hop heads over here, Chris. We're hip hop fans. I got to give you a hip hop question.
Let's do it.
Name 8 out of the 10 original members of the Wu-Tang Clan.
Of the Wu-Tang Clan, of the 10 originals, so got Method, Red, RZA.
Hold on. Do that again. You said Method.
Method Man, Redman, RZA, those are my 3 favorites. Jeez. This is like embarrassing. I should know this. Next time I need the study guide.
No. You're stalling.
You're stalling.
Yeah, I am stalling. I'm already out of names. I got 3 deep.
Oh, come on.
You could at least get the old one, right?
He
Oh nah, man.
just gave you a
You
major hit.
guys know I was born in '91, right?
Hey, their tape came out in '94. You got no excuses.
No, ODB wasn't a Wu-Tang member.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he was ODB. Yeah.
Yeah.
ODB, and then all right, I got 4. That's as far as I got. That's pretty bad.
You actually got 3. Redman's not a member of Wu-Tang.
What?
We would have.
Break it down for him.
Redman's a member of the Def Squad. He's from Brick City, New Jersey.
Yeah.
He got down with Eric Sermon and Parrish. Yeah, he did team up with Method Man, but not a member of Wu-Tang. Not of the original 10. We would have accepted the RZA, the GZA, Raekwon the Chef, Ghostface
GZA,
Killer,
Raekwon.
Old Dirty Bastard,
This is
Method
awful.
Man, Inspector Deck, You God. You could have included Master Killer or Capadonna, although I would argue they're not original. But the original 8 right there: RZA, GZA, Ray, Ghost, ODB, Method Man, Inspector Deck, and You God.
I would accept him for
The worst
you
part
guys.
is I have literally 6 of the 8 solo albums that they all dropped on my laptop right now.
I got them on CD right here. Right here.
It's so miserable. Ugh.
All right, here we go. Question number 8. Nickname for the lookout point on a large sailing vessel or pirate ship. The lookout point.
Crow's Nest.
Yeah. You're goddamn right.
Yeah.
That's it.
Did you guys know I went sailing? How did you? What? That seemed a little too pointed.
That's the name of my studio, bro. The Crow's Nest.
Oh, that's awesome.
How many years did the Raiders play in Los Angeles?
When did they come back? 95. So 15 years.
Ooh.
Did they come back 95 or 94?
Well,
It was 95, but the first season back was 95.
yeah, 95, 96 season.
So they left in 94.
Yeah, so we want to give it to him. It's actually, the answer is 14. So he was actually on the wrong side of that. So I can't give it to him. Yeah, I can't give it to
I
him.
didn't know that they spent a season unattached. That's insane.
No. They left L.A. in 94, and their first season back in Oakland was 95.
Oh, yeah.
So they didn't
I
play that
see.
15th year
Yeah.
in L.A.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is
That
odd
makes
because
sense.
they actually spent another 14 years in Oakland, and now they're moving to Las Vegas.
Right.
Right, so
Yeah.
22 years, then 22 years and 22 years.
All right. Here's another hard question for you. We're going way back. This goes before my time and your time, but you should know this. Dracula gets all the fame. He gets all the love. But this 1922 silent film was the first time...
Nosferatu.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's the one. The OG.
The OG.
The very beginning of, like, vampires and horror.
That's it.
There you go, man.
And also my first nickname.
Yeah.
Nosferatu?
Yeah, all my friends call
How'd
me
you
Nose.
get that one?
All my friends call me Nose. It's a long story. And you're stalling. All right.
I'll have to get you to tell me it over a beer, man. That's a pretty fantastic nickname to get.
I'll be happy to. If you get the rest of these questions right, I will have a beer with you.
There you go. Chelas.
I'll have a beer with you regardless, Chris. Who is Mega Man's creator?
Oh, the Professor. What the hell is his name? It starts with a W. Oh, what the hell is this dude's name? He's an idiot. You don't build genetic robots. Poor decision. Professor. Winkenstein. It's not Winkenstein. It's not. Nobody would name anything that. Oh man, I'm drawing a blank, man. The nerd in me should definitely know the answer to this, but I'm drawing a blank. Professor, what the hell's his name?
The
He's
answer
got like a crazy mustache.
The answer we were looking for is Dr. Light.
Dr. Light.
And the guy you're thinking of, I think, is actually Sonic, man. The guy with the crazy
I know
mustache.
who Eggman is. I know who Eggman is. No, I specifically wasn't thinking about Eggman.
Eggman.
All right, Chris.
I actually like that Beastie Boys song, Eggman.
Yeah, who's the Eggman? Yeah. Come to your town. Yeah. Driving around, king of the town. Always got my windows rolled down.
There you go.
Eggman.
That's it.
All right, Chris.
Fantastic.
In what year was the Oakland Raiders franchise first founded? You better get this one right.
They played their first season in 1960-1961 season, right? And then they played in the Super Bowl 2 years later, like Super Bowl II. Oh no, they played the Super Bowl. They played the second Super Bowl.
You right.
Stop while you're ahead. First of all, off top, just one answer is cool. And you were right. 1960 is correct. You're up to 4 correct right now. You got 8 left. You got 4 right. You got to split these last 8.
I can still come out on top.
Yeah, you can still come out on top. All right, pay attention. Pay close attention to this. Don't get distracted.
No distractions.
What sport features the terms snatches and clean jerks?
Am I not allowed to just say powerlifting?
Correct.
Yeah.
He went full Beavis on that laugh. He went full Beavis on that laugh.
Uh-oh, so he's making a strong comeback.
Did not know what to expect.
Yeah. You're rocking with the great Cornholio right now. All right. Next question. It's another Raiders question. The Raiders have tallied a franchise high 13 wins just twice in their history. Give me one of the years in which they did. Bonus points for both.
13?
Yeah, 13 wins.
They got 13. They went 13 and won the first Super Bowl, so that would be 76, right? And then
Correct.
the other one would be they didn't go 13 and 1. The second Super Bowl was their 2001. Was that was the year 13-3, right?
Incorrect.
But it was only 14 games.
Was it 2000? The year before?
Yeah. It was 1967.
When it was only 14 games, they went 13 and 1.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good knowledge.
Well, at least I got to 76.
Yeah. What is that 2001 Raiders record, by the way? I think it was a 12 and 4.
12 and 4.
12 and 4.
Yeah.
12 and 4, yeah.
12
Actually,
and 4.
no, that was they were 10 and 6 in 2001. 10 and 6.
Oh, so what did they go 12 and 4 the year before? Yeah.
Yeah, it was the
And
year
then
before. Yeah.
Well, the
Then
Super Bowl
Callahan
year
took
was 12
over
and
and-
4, wasn't it?
The dark days.
10-6. They started off with a bad stretch. Remember that?
They started off 4-4,
Yes.
Yeah.
and then they went 7-1 down the stretch. So that would be 12-4.
Yeah, so not 13 wins.
No, I'm saying they went 12-4
okay.
the Super Bowl year.
All right, keep it moving. We're stalling. We're stalling. Another hard question for you,
That's
Chris. Name the murderer, the villain from the original Friday the 13th, released in 1980.
Oh, it's his mom.
And her name was...
Oh, damn. Mrs. Voorhees, does that count?
I will give you that. I will give you that. Her name is Pamela Voorhees, but mostly referred to as Mrs. Voorhees through that entire film.
Yeah, she's the one.
We never met his dad, which might be part of the problem.
Yeah, definitely. Need two-parent home to raise Jason Voorhees. Jesus. I don't know how you give him a spanking. Put him on timeout? Nah.
That was good, man. Your hard knowledge so far, you're undefeated.
Spot on.
Yeah,
Spot on.
So right now you're up to 7 correct. You need 2 more.
Oh.
You doing good down the stretch, bro. You
Doing
doing
good.
good. Hang in there.
All right, this one's before your time. Before your time. The first single released by Bad Boy Records went gold and helped put Puff Daddy's Upstart label on the map. Name that song.
Oh, damn, man, I like mostly know Diddy as just the guy who's always on everybody else's songs, just like kind of awkwardly
That
dancing
is
in the
correct.
music videos.
That is also correct. Somehow that is also correct. So I'll help you out. If you can give me the artist, I will also accept that. It is not who you think it is.
But
All
you
right, so it's
named
not
his
big.
brother.
That he's
You
on
named
with.
his brother earlier. That's a hint right there.
Well, can I get the hint one more time?
You named his brother earlier.
I named his brother earlier.
That's not true. That's not true.
I was
don't
like,
pay
he has
attention to that hit.
he has family? What?
Okay, let me
Cain just complicated shit over here.
let me
I'm gonna have to pass on that one. I have no idea.
correct answer is Flavor in Your Ear by Craig Mack.
I would never have gotten that.
Later on, the remix would go platinum, featuring Biggie Smalls, LL Cool J, Busta Rhymes, Rampage,
Yep.
Flavor in Your Ear.
That's
Look
what
at
I
it.
yeah.
that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh well, it has to be like Big has to be the guy.
Nope.
But
both albums
out.
released same year. Flavor in Your Ear was released first. Next question, you're stalling. Where did the Raiders play their first season? I will accept the stadium or the city.
Cal Berkeley, at the Berkeley Stadium.
That is incorrect.
Wait, what?
We would have accepted San Francisco or Kezar Stadium.
Kezar Stadium.
Also the home of the 49ers during their first season. But we were there first. Let's not forget that.
Why did they not play? They definitely played their season at Cal Berkeley, at
You're-
Berkeley Stadium.
You're stalling. How many chromosomes are found in human DNA?
23.
46.
Is that wrong?
46.
46. Oh, because you get 2 sets from your parents.
Yeah.
There you go. Doing the math. Doing the math.
But at least you know. At least you know where you went wrong, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should give
like unless you got
I mean, half a human.
asexual mom.
I should give you partial credit for showing your work.
There you go.
This ain't school, and I ain't no teacher.
And we don't accept scratch paper.
That's
All
fine.
right.
I can still finish at the top of the leaderboard.
You
There you
can.
go.
You
Just
can.
not by myself.
You got 2 questions left.
Here you go, man.
You got 7 right.
You could do it, man.
You can do it.
You need 2 for the record.
All right. Name the NFL coach with the highest win percentage in the modern era.
Oh, John Madden.
Yeah.
Correct.
Uh-oh, he tied for the lead.
You're currently tied for the lead. Cain is correct. This
Final question for the title, though.
for the title, for the crown. And I feel like this is a suitable question for
Yes,
that.
it is.
This one is courtesy of Che. Who is the NBA's all-time career leader in regular season points, field goals made, and attempted?
Wait, those three combined or overall?
All three of those.
Kareem. It has to be.
You're damn right. You got damn right.
I'm the new leader. Leaderboard. Move over. It's me.
We got a new leader.
Yeah, boy.
Wow.
You did it, man.
Don't call it a comeback.
Proud of you, man.
You got 9 out of 20. You set a new high for the 2-minute drill. This wasn't easy, bro.
Hell no.
This ain't no cakewalk.
No, this is not. Those are not easy questions.
Wow, man. You should feel proud. You got bragging rights. What do you
Hell
think,
yeah.
Kane?
I am.
I don't know. Are you
I'm
a
going on
Raider
the chat
fan?
right now. I'm going to brag. The Ramble has a new king.
All right, you should be ashamed of your Raider knowledge, bro. I think you need to go to Raider history school a little bit. You didn't do too good on your Raider questions.
Kane, we just took him to Raider History School. But to be fair, Chris, all 3 contestants we've had have done really poor on Raider questions.
It's true.
Your boy Ray, man. Your boy Ray. That's all I gotta say.
Well, you know what though? I feel like it's hard to know. It's hard to know all of the nuggets when you think about how crazy the Raiders' history is. It's very unorthodox, very different from almost any other. You could name all the Bengals coaches on 7 fingers, right? The Raiders are not like that. They just are completely different. And so, man, there are just curveballs in there where I'm like, oh well.
You're
Damn,
stoned.
I didn't realize that was a thing.
But you said you was born in 1990, right?
Yeah.
91.
91.
91. So I give you young in Raider knowledge.
Yeah.
So you get a pass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get a pass. But
I'll take it.
Though.
But you better do some fucking studying before you come back on this show, man.
Hey man, I'm on the leaderboard. I'm on the top. What you mean? I did my studying.
Chris, man, it's been great having you on. I love your attitude online and just finally getting a chance to talk to you. It's been cool. Hopefully we get a chance to have that beer real soon. Is there anything you want to plug before we get out of here?
Yeah, thank you, man. Just be on the lookout for the Hidden Levels podcast. I just set up our SoundCloud and our Twitter, and like I said, it's just going to be a consortium of me finding interviewing my friends and talking everything from mostly sports, obviously, but also we'll get into some culture, some politics. Not too much, I'm not trying to have a super politicky podcast, but these things are happening in people's lives, and I want to give people space to talk about them. And at the end, like I said, there's a little Easter egg for everybody who sticks around. So
That's what's
definitely, that's at the forefront of my mind. And of course, anything we're doing at the Ramble. And if I could, I would just like to shout out the guys at SPC Full Press Coverage. Those guys gave me my first shot writing, and just got to say thank you for them, because I don't even know if I'd be on this pod right now without those guys. So
There you go, man.
thanks, man.
Hey, man, you got to have me on your show for the bonus rounds trivia segment, and you can embarrass the hell out of me when I come on there, bro.
Absolutely. Be prepared. I'm about to put you through the meat grinder, all 3 of you.
Fair enough, Chris. Fair enough, man. Have a great evening, and I'll catch up with you tomorrow, brother.
Definitely. Thank you, man. Have a good one.
All right,
Peace out,
Peace
brother.
out.
That was cool, man.
Hell yeah,
I
that was
enjoyed
good.
that
That was
thoroughly.
good. That was good, man.
That was cool.
That was good.
The good doc was like, all those damn hard questions. Just to let you guys know what goes into this, we do prep this. Obviously, there's going to be 10 Raiders questions. Then I do kind of prep the guests in advance to find out what their interests are. Chris is a big horror film fan, and it showed. I'm a big horror film fan, so when I found that out, I got excited, and that's why we put those in there. We try to throw some stuff that are in their wheelhouse. That's why Ray got wrestling questions. That's why Austin got Ohio questions, even though he's not from Ohio.
He lives out there.
He lives out there. So, and Sean, he got them Hawaii questions. So
Yeah.
we try to stay dynamic and flip it up. And we try to give these cats a little test of what they should know. And that includes 10 questions about the Raiders. So far,
right.
nobody's done too well, bro.
Yeah.
I think Sean's done the best on the Raider questions, to be fair.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, he did. He did do the best, man. So we're still proud of you, Sean.
Yeah.
But your record has been broken, brother. So you're gonna have to come back on here and get 9.
Yeah.
Get 9, dog.
Hey, but
You
in
have to
all
get
honesty,
10.
but in all honesty, the Raider questions are for, people I think born 1970 prior to 1975.
Right.
You know, those
if
you can't answer those questions, if you my age, then you I'm taking your fan card.
Jay and I were born after that. I think we good on those questions.
Yeah.
But I was a 77, so yeah.
I'm 82. Man.
Well, I mean, you know what I mean. No millennials. Millennials get a pass.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
I don't think they.
But
go.
how long do they get a pass for? Because you better do some fucking studying on your team, dog. You got to learn your history.
There's a great history to learn.
It is.
You know, it's a real fun history to learn. It'll make you proud to be a Raider fan.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely. We got a little bit of show left. I got to hit the head real quick. These chelas are pushing. My back teeth are floating. So we're gonna take a short break, and then we'll come right back with the rest of the show. Hang in there, guys. We out here.
Peace.
Go Raiders. And we're back on the pirate ship. Who's got the wheel, though?
You do, dog.
Oh, okay.
El Capitan.
I better get back
Yes,
on
sir.
El Capitan.
Soy capitan.
You don't know soy marinero. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. All right. So where are we? God damn, we're all we had the guest after the break. It's just a whole remix. Normally we do Cain's Corner right here, but we're on the corner right now.
There's no need for it, man.
Yeah, we on the
He's
block.
here. He's on the block right now.
Yeah,
This
I
show
brought
should
the
be-
block to the house.
That's it.
That's
I like
what's
it.
up. That's what's up.
Flash that graphic, anyways, man.
Oh, we'll flash it. We'll flash it.
Yeah.
We'll flash it. We'll flash it. Here you go.
get
It's
that
your
Cain's
boy.
Corner.
Look at your boy right there.
Saucy. Yeah, that's
Saucy, baby.
That's saucy. You know what? We're gonna do a little segment that we haven't done in a while right now called I See You.
See you.
I see you,
Yeah.
Pro Bowl Amari Cooper. I see you. With your hands of stone. He's like, I'm a statue out there. You goddamn right you are.
You goddamn right.
You son of a bitch.
Just about the time that he disappears,
You son of a bitch.
Poof, as he says. Amari Cooper disappearing act. The hands, the touchdown catch as it should have been. This is a game that everybody was half stepping in.
Uh-huh.
And Amari Cooper's like, well, I'll just half step it on my hands. Like, I don't even know what to say right now. Except I told you so.
Yeah.
Is he going to make a play for you? Yeah, he's going to make some nice highlights. You're going to get excited. You're going to get juiced up.
Yep.
And then she's going to leave the room.
Yeah.
And you're going to be naked on the bed. Chained to that bitch.
still hard than a motherfucker.
And she ain't coming back
No.
for like 3 weeks.
She
And then
cut
she-
out with all your fucking cash. She took your
and-
fucking wallet and all your clothes and dumped it in the dumpster outside.
And
No.
if she do, it's gonna be dry with no lube.
Yeah. Amari Cooper, I see you. And this is who you are. And I know you're gassed up and you're trying to change your image, but this is who you are.
Yep.
And we see you.
Yep.
And that's all I want to say.
Actually, we don't see you because you disappeared.
I can't see you.
So we don't see you. We feel your presence, man. We know you're there.
Amari Cooper is the John Cena of football. You
we-
can't see him.
We see him on the fucking roster that gets released, right?
Absolutely. That's
the
why
game
you
roster,
know he's
the
there.
game day roster.
By looking at the roster, because you don't see him on the field.
Bruh. And he should be sponsored by, like, I can't believe it's not butter.
Hey, you know it didn't take the NFC that long to figure him out either.
No.
Oh man,
What he had,
Are
like
that-
6 good weeks, 7 good weeks.
yeah, that's about right.
After that, he poof.
That's about what he has usually, right? Poof. Yo, but Is fucking Amari Cooper gonna be the next Fabio though? He's just gonna rock that fucking blonde wig on the fucking I can't believe it's not butter spread.
Yeah. He needs that nice
Them fucking golden locks, dog.
that country crock sponsorship. That Mazzola.
It's gotta be real butter, huh?
No, it's not real butter.
He's-
It's that fake butter, extra greasy.
Oh, okay.
It's
shit.
real slippery. You can't get it off your hands greasy. You know what I mean?
That's that stomach hurt butter.
Yeah,
That's that
yeah.
That
popcorn
bubble guts,
movie butter.
the bubble guts butter.
That shit through a straw butter.
Yeah, that's what that is. That shit that make you shit. Like you shitting through a straw butter.
Oh man,
The chorro
the chorro
butter.
of butters.
All right. Well, let's get off of Amari Cooper. 'Cause,
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
he just. Man, I can't. It was a highlight of my day. I said it on the show. I don't live vicariously through the failure of former Raiders, but today I did. I sinned, and it felt good.
It did. Right?
Hey, you know what? That's what he get.
You know what? I want to fight Max Kellerman too,
Yeah, me too.
and Stephen A. Smith.
Both of those motherfuckers. And matter of fact, you go over to fucking FS1 and get those two motherfuckers too. Let's light those bitches up.
On a larger level, Pro Bowl as a whole, I see you too. Yeah. This game has never been good. This is like the worst All-Star game in all the sports. Correct me if I'm wrong. Right?
Absolutely.
It has been for years. And then they took it out of Hawaii, which was like the only cool part about it. Mm-hmm. And it's devolved and it's gotten worse. Today was a game of flag football.
Oh, it was horrible, dog.
Beyond what we've seen before.
That shit was boring. Bro.
How do we change the Pro Bowl and make it actually an interesting game? Other sports have tinkered with it. I think even the NFL with the captains, we've seen that before in the past. The MLB now has World Series implications. Home field advantage, right, is decided by the All-Star game. In the NHL, they've done different, things with the All-Star game to kind of spice it up. What can the NFL do, guys?
I don't know, man. Because listen, first of all, like if you were watching that game, you saw exactly what motherfuckers were doing. They're like, "Yo, listen, we're not gonna go that hard. We won't fucking ruin your career and give you an injury and shit like that." Mm-hmm. They were just patty caking out there, man. The offensive line was just kind of like pretending to block and shit, and then the defensive line was kind of like, "I'm gonna go," and then they would run, and then they would release those motherfuckers. And if the ball hadn't left the quarterback's hand by like fucking 4 or 5 seconds, then it ended up in a 2-hand touch sack. That's some bullshit.
It was a travesty.
That was garbage, dog.
It was embarrassing to watch. And all the money that gets poured into that, and those guys are getting paid, right? There's cash incentives in those games. So I have an idea.
So compete.
I got an idea, King. What do you think about this? This is wild now. You got to really buckle up and stay with me on this. Vote your Pro Bowlers. Vote your All-Stars for the year. Vote them in, okay?
Yeah.
These guys don't want to play anyways. They're a bunch of divas. Fine. Stay home. The guys that get out there are unrestricted free agents that are playing for contracts next year.
Right.
What about that wild idea?
I don't like that.
Like a Senior Bowl for the pros.
You know what I think
I told you it was wild.
I think sensibly though, I think if we put it at week 9, you give the whole league a bye week at week 9, and then you do something like the AFC versus the NFC, and the winning team, that wild card team get home field advantage.
Wow, in the middle of the season.
Yeah, so if you say like if the NFC win, then whatever wild card team in the NFC, the last seed, you get home field advantage.
Oh,
well,
the NFC won.
Major League Baseball did that, and they did,
too.
and then they changed it because people started complaining about it. Right?
No, I think you still get the home field advantage in the World Series if you win.
Yeah, no,
you
still,
do?
Still is.
Still?
Yeah.
Okay.
Still.
Okay.
Yeah, the American
Okay, well,
League is,
man,
and up to pay.
Yeah.
Up to $1 million per player.
Here's my only thing with that though. If you do it in the middle of the season, then it's fucking possible you lose one of your best players to injury because they played in the fucking Pro Bowl.
But you can lose a player in game 1 too.
You can, but wouldn't
can
you
lose
be
a player in the preseason.
Wouldn't you be pissed though? Wouldn't you be pissed that you lost them in a Pro Bowl game?
it's not meaningless if the team is going to win to get a home field advantage in the home field.
No, I get it.
playoff
I get
game,
it. I get it.
you know?
But I'm just saying, you're at week 9, right? And you got like almost half a season left.
The playoff run is about to happen.
The playoff run is right there.
Winter football.
And then you send your best motherfucking players on your team, the guys that are killing it, to the Pro Bowl, and then they get fucking hurt.
Yeah.
And you got to play the rest of the season without them potentially. Like, that would fucking kill me.
What if you just same stakes, but you played it right where the Pro Bowl plays anyways?
Right.
You know what I mean? Played after the season with the implication coming next year.
Right.
What about that?
Does that give? See, what you want, guys, is you want the players to play, right? That's the main thing.
That's all you
the
want.
Players
Yeah.
to go out there
Right.
and give more than a haphazard effort.
Yeah.
So in order to do that, you got to make it to where they want to play for a reason.
Yeah.
So I guess if you're trying to revamp how the pre-bowl is done, you need to give the players incentive to want to play in it.
Yeah.
And I think if I'm playing in the Pro Bowl and I say, okay, we got incentive to win because my team is a playoff team,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Then we might have a wild card spot. We want that home. We want that home game.
No, I
so
feel
I'm gonna
you.
go out here and give my all.
I feel you.
And I
I
might
feel
talk
you.
all the rest of my teammates because I'm a star player on my team.
Yeah.
That I'm a star player. I'm like throughout the league.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna talk to the rest of my team about, hey, look, let's go out here and let's do this. They're giving us and I said to pay us more, right? So you're getting $1 million now instead of 40,000.
Right.
So you're getting $1 million now. So look, we got incentive to go out here and play this game, and then you just got to kind of take that attitude of you can get hurt getting out of beds, you can get hurt on the way to practice, you can get hurt in a preseason game, you can get hurt in mini camps, you can get hurt in OTAs, you can get hurt anywhere. Players have gotten hurt in all these positions.
You can get hurt
Every
playing
last
at
one of
half speed. I mean, let's face it.
Yeah.
You can get hurt playing at half speed.
But don't just increase the money, give it to them. Like, there needs to be incentives, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
To get that money. Like, big cash incentives in the game.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
right. I feel you.
But don't make it like Rock and Jock. You don't need to have 15-point touchdowns.
Right, no, I get that totally. You're right. So if the winner of this game, each player individually gets $1 million
Because I feel
for
like
participation.
I feel like that's where this is headed. Where like they're gonna put hoops on the field and shit. This is headed to Rock and Jock land. That's what I feel like. They're going to have like trampolines on the 20-yard line. You can go diving in the end zone. It's going to be wild, bro.
Or you just take the fucking game away, and you just
or
get
take it
honorary
away.
mention.
Yeah,
mean,
I vote for that.
You
That's
just get
possible
honorary
too.
mention
That's
because
possible
right
too.
now it's a waste of my. You can't get that 2 hours back.
Just vote the all-pro positions and let's move on.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Just list them and you say those are the best motherfuckers.
And if you want
out
to
there
see
right
it, simulate it on Madden.
now. There you go.
Right.
You might get a better fucking game anyway.
I think if you drop balls, they should fine you in the Pro Bowl.
Oh shit!
How about that? You're a Pro Bowler now. You're a Pro Bowler now.
You can't be dropping passes in the fucking Pro Bowl.
Amari Cooper just broke a sweat right now. Don't say that, Kenny. Don't say that, Kenny.
Oh, he showed up. I didn't even see him.
Yeah, no. Yeah, he wasn't there. Let's do some shout outs, guys. What do you think?
Yo, what about no collars?
Oh, yeah. I completely forgot.
The collars, dog.
This is what
I know.
hap-
This is what happens when the segments gets changed around
Yeah.
because our boys in the studio, man. But hey, we ain't used to this, right? This is
Yeah.
new. This is new for us. This is
Right.
new for us.
If you called in on tonight's show and we happen to meet up in the future, you can like scratch the palm of my hand when we shake hands or something, or like pinch me. Just do something really uncomfortable to me because I apologize.
Yeah.
But beer's on me.
There you go. There you
How
go.
about that? How
Yes,
about
sir.
that? All right, let's get started. This is from the 209, where I spent many summers growing up as a child.
All right.
209.
All right.
Hey, what's up? Y'all called me one time and let the phone ring and then hung up. I don't know what happened, but we about to go to bed. I can't sit up no longer and wait for you. Peace.
Okay.
That was your boy. That was your boy.
I did call. I did let it ring, but maybe I don't know.
I don't know. There's something wrong with her phone, man. So
I didn't mean to put you on blast like that. No idea.
It's all good. It's all good.
on
It's all
red,
good.
so-
But I had to call in and let y'all know that, hey, man, I wasn't sleeping and I was,
I had a feeling something happened because
I was aware.
When we got off the show last week, I saw the missed call on my phone. I was like,
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah.
So, my bad.
No, it's all good.
You're here now.
I just crashed.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
All right. All right.
Not for the real calls.
That was maybe the realest call.
That's the realest motherfucking call of the night right there.
Yeah. All right, no, seriously. This is from the 704.
Yo, what's going on, Shay, Kenny? Just started watching your show. Hey, love it. It's great. You know, I'm on the East Coast. I'm in North Carolina. I'm in Charlotte. But hey, I grew up in San Francisco. Don't crucify me for that. But
Hey, I'm not going to crucify you for being North Carolina. North Carolina is an interesting place.
Yeah.
Now, I've been there twice.
Okay.
Okay, twice. It's a beautiful country out there.
All right.
But they live different than we live out here.
Yeah, you damn right.
I never do this. First of all, thank you for listening to the show. Thanks you for following us. I don't know where you found us, but appreciate you.
Hell yeah.
From the Bay Area, so love.
Yeah. All love.
North Carolina, basketball country.
Yeah.
Food's cracking.
Uh-huh.
People are interesting out there. You got forward-thinking people out there. You got some people that are not forward-thinking out there. But it's beautiful country.
You don't fucking say.
But what I wanted to say is we don't crucify anybody from where they come from. I think one of the most beautiful things about the caller segment on the show and just social media in general is finding out just really how deep Raider Nation is.
Yep.
Because you can picture it. You see it at away games on your television. If you go to away games, then you've seen it firsthand. But when you start to get to know some of these cats and how deep their Raider knowledge and passion goes, and they've never even been out here, some of those cats, it's astonishing.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah. It's a beautiful thing, man.
North Carolina Champion headquarters are out there, so I'll rock some Champion gears. Shout out Champion.
Okay.
And you got all your college teams and barbecue. The barbecue ain't bad. Have you ever North Carolina barbecue?
I have never been to North Carolina.
They got a white sauce out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
A white barbecue sauce?
Yeah.
Smoky and it tastes like it's a red sauce, or it's got its own.
It's got its own thing, bro.
It's got its own thing.
Its own thing.
Yeah, you gotta check it
Like
out.
a horseradish shit? Like, or what's going on with it?
Not quite. It's not doesn't have a heavy flavor to it. You know what I mean? It's cleaner than you think.
Okay.
It's hard. I can't describe it.
Shit. Well, then I guess we gotta make a fucking trip to North Carolina, dog, and find out about this damn sauce.
Take your shirt off, wave it around your head like it's a helicopter.
Petey Pop.
All right, let's keep going.
my question is, why am I just reading that Gruden just so in love with Kyler Murray? I'm not sold on the hype.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, the kid is small. You know, he has a good arm. He's mobile. But, man, Derek Carr for life. They start putting people around Derek Carr, we'll be fine. And I know this year, hey, in my opinion, the main reason for the offensive, sputtering is because of, the lack of continuity in the offensive line, the lack of sense of urgency. And, the people who were supposed to be there just weren't there. So, y'all keep up the good work. Love the show. And whenever the Raiders come back out here, if y'all come out here, man, holla at me. Peace.
That's what's up, man.
All right, cool.
Good call.
Hell yeah. You're absolutely right, man. Fuck all that clickbait bullshit, man.
Well, there it is. I think
Come on now.
I think the answer to this question is at the top of the question.
That's it.
Why are you hearing that John Gruden is so in love with him? It's because that's what people are writing. The truth is, John Gruden is not so in love with Colin Murray. That's not what it is. But you got to spin it one way, right? Mm-hmm. And John Gruden is known as the quarterback lover, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So,
I mean, I wouldn't put it past him to like the kid.
Right.
That doesn't necessarily mean he like him enough to draft him.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, he likes all good football players, I would assume, right?
Right.
Yeah,
But that doesn't mean he fits the mold as his somebody he wants to draft.
Right.
Especially where he thinks he's going to be drafted at. So, I wouldn't pay too much attention to this stuff out here. I would just kind of take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
Keep pushing.
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah. All right, let's go. Let's go. It's from the 760. I think you already know who this might be.
What up, man? It's WAP.
It's the WAPO.
Another damn day. Nothing but negative news on Raiders, of course. Nothing new there. Max Kellerman talking shit about Derek Carr. Stephen A. Smith. It's blasphemous. And the things that Derek Carr says, oh, goodness. They'll never, ever say good things about the Raiders. I don't want them to.
Yeah, you're
They
right.
Haters,
suck
man.
at
Haters.
announcing or talking about fucking sports. But well, draft is coming up. Everyone wants Kyler Murray. Everyone wants some fucking stupid trade or and just goddamn it. I just hope that they do something right this year. Just get the picks right. Don't waste them. Don't need a fucking quarterback. We already got one. We need some damn weapons is what we need in defense. Obviously, we need some linebackers. We don't need boneheads. It's just, hope everything goes well for you guys. Miss the show. Just hope everyone has a good weekend. We get through this next few months and we get to the draft and everything's good and we're happy. Of course, when they start that hype train, I already got my tickets pre-purchased, so I'll be on that fucker like I am every damn year. But, alright, Wop's out. You guys have a good one. See you later.
Peace.
Yeah, peace out, Wop.
Wop, bring them storm clouds.
We had to get a special sound effect just for you, Wop.
That was,
that fucking thunder.
that was on the fly right there.
You bringing that motherfucking thunder, dog.
Oh, shit.
Wapple, man. I hope you have a good weekend, Wapple.
Hell yeah, dog.
God damn.
Sound like you need one.
Yeah, man.
There it is, the passion from afar. Just like I said earlier. That's it on display. Coming from the 360.
What's up, Pillagers? This is Pete. Man, it's been an interesting week to be a Raiders fan, guys. We got John Gruden slapping fucking stickers on children's helmets. And our quarterback calling out sports analysts to fight in the UFC. Now, I have a suggestion to one Mr. Derek Carr. Instead of the UFC, let's get a steel cage. We'll have a Texas death match, and he can tag team with the Pillaging Podcast heavyweight champion of the world, Malcolm.
Yeah.
Anyways, what do you guys think about that? And one more thing, man. I'm watching the Senior Bowl, and I'm having a good time watching it. I like the wide receiver out of Ohio State, and I like the guy out of North Carolina State. Got me thinking, guys. Ooh, maybe spend number 27 or the second round pick on number 27 on the guy from, I don't know, just get a couple wide receivers, man. I wouldn't mind that. But I got two questions for you guys this week. One is, if you had to team up with any former Raider defender to, I don't know, fight off a bunch of talking head sports analysts or blog boys, would you choose A, Howie Long, B, John Matuzak, or C, Lau Zato? My other question is, man, I don't
Hold on. Let's answer the man's question.
Okay.
Number one is Lau Zato.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Are you guys?
Yeah,
I
fuck
agree
yeah,
with
of
that.
course. I go
Yeah,
with the
absolutely.
madman. Of course. Absolutely.
Yeah.
know about you guys, but I don't like Kyle Shanahan. Almost as much like that. He's like my new favorite coach to hate on with Andy Reid. Who is your least favorite coach in the NFL right now? All right, y'all. Have a good one. Peace.
Oh, good one.
I would say Andy Reid.
Andy Reid's your least favorite coach in the NFL.
I would have to say Andy Reid.
Okay. All right.
Shit.
We have a fucking problem beating this dude.
All right.
Okay.
We have a reason to not like Andy. Who?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Who else? I mean, I wouldn't think of nobody outside the NFC West.
I have one. Che, you got one?
No, go for it. Go for it.
Get your finger on that hot take button. real
Oh,
quick.
shit. Here we go.
Yeah. You're my least favorite coach right now in the NFL. Not my least favorite. My most favorite to hate on
Okay.
is Hugh Jackson.
Oh.
Is he even a coach in the NFL right now?
He's not a head coach,
No.
but I guarantee
Not
you,
yet.
I guarantee you he will be again someday. And he has been. And I just think Hugh's a clown, man. I really do. I think he's a creative offensive mind, but I don't think he's a leader of any sort. I got to watch him. I mean, take it with a grain of salt. I got to watch him this year on Hard Knocks.
Right.
And I was not impressed at all.
Right.
I didn't like the way he approached his quarterback, or at least the way they made it look like on the TV show.
Right.
So I'll keep it real there. Like, I don't know what it's really like.
You know, but at the same time, as soon as he was gone, Baker Mayfield was shooting some like,
Yeah.
what's up, motherfucker?
Okay.
They
How
went
you
on
like
an
me now,
8-game
you know what I
winning
mean?
streak.
So it was
yeah.
definitely that, dude.
And when he was with the Raiders, our offense was exciting. I liked the fact that he catered to like what the player strengths were. I liked all that. But as far as his leadership goes, the way that season ended and after Al had passed, I know he was touched by Al, but I kind of feel like he rode that pony to try to, get his own shine off of it.
Right.
In comes the Carson Palmer trade, right? During the season, glorifying himself and then acting as general manager and sort of like talking beyond where he needed to talk
right
at the end there. That really pissed me off as a Raider fan. I thought it was disrespectful in the wake of Al's death.
Yeah.
Just the way he was sort of being braggadocio. I really did. I took offense to that. I know a lot of people liked it. I'm probably pissing some people off right now. That's why I said fire up that button.
Yeah.
But Hugh Jackson, I don't get it, man. I don't get it. I think he's a position coach, a coordinator at best, and definitely not a head coach. And he's going to get another shot, and I'm just going to laugh the next time he does. Yeah, Hugh Jackson.
Yeah, I agree with you on his on your take on when after Al Davis passed. He totally
disrespectful.
He totally. I'm not going to say disrespectful, but I'm going to say he took a position with the organization where he was in a position where he could take for granted. Take advantage of a situation.
Exactly.
Mark, especially Mark being a new young owner at the time. He was preparing for this. Though he said the last 15 years of his life, you still had this was shock. You going through a death period. I think he was able to play that into the Carson Palmer trade.
Right. Yeah.
Oh shit, we 7-4. We got to do something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then Mark Davis not being, I think if this happened today and Mark Davis and Al Davis was sick for these last whatever years, and Mark Davis had to make the decision now, I think he looking back on it, he might say, "No, we're not gonna do no dumb shit like that."
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I think Hugh Jackson took advantage of a situation, and it backfired on him.
Big
and
time.
And I think when Reggie came in, I think Reggie saw that. You got your chest a little poked out too much around here. You may have just poked your chest out of a job. And that was ultimately
That's
what
just
happened.
what the fuck he did.
Yeah.
And Kyle Shanahan is the most overrated coach in the NFL, and he's not even rated that high. So, yeah. That's my thoughts on Kyle Shanahan. You know what? And I thought, too, Niners, they got a couple good football guys there, and Shanahan and Lynch, they might be
Well, still, Andy Reid, he's got to be up there on that list. Though.
So here's my question.
For sure. Andy Reid's on that list, bro. Man.
Was that question your favorite coach to hate currently or like of all time?
Right now.
Right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So maybe I didn't quite answer that question.
Because I was going to throw out Marty Schottenheimer.
That's
you know what I mean?
That's
you know what I mean? I love to hate that motherfucker.
That's a real good.
They talk about bulletin board material. He is the bulletin board, bro.
Yep.
That's the most hated by Raider fans coach of all time.
Him and Mike Shanahan.
Yeah. Mike Shanahan too, right?
You know who else? Pittsburgh, Chuck Noll.
Chuck Noll.
That's true.
Wow.
Chuck Noll's got to be on that list.
Didn't he try to sue for the AFC Championship game? Didn't
he tried to sue?
Yeah, for the physicality that the Raiders.
Oh yeah,
I know Lynn Swan tried to sue George.
Some
Atkinson.
bullshit like that. There was some bullshit like that. I thought, yeah. All right. Well, I mean, if it can't be Marty Schottenheimer, I guess I have to agree with you guys, man. I have to go with
Andy Reid,
Wilford Brimley.
Wilford Brimley. If he wasn't the coach of the Chiefs, I wouldn't really hate him that much. He's funny to laugh at, but I don't really like.
But he's the Chiefs coach, so fuck him.
He's the Chiefs coach, and now that he works at Kentucky Fried Chicken,
and then I also
roll Popeyes, dog.
Another reason why I hate him is because he was supposed to beat John Gruden in the NFC Championship the year we played the fucking Super Bowl. So you lost, so you suck. We could have won the Super Bowl. That was our year. We thought we was going to play the Eagles, and so I don't think we expected that Tampa Bay was going to make it past the Eagles.
Right.
Andy Reid, you suck. I hated you before you got to the Chiefs.
Just be fucking up all the time, man. Why you got to fuck up so much? Shit.
Some of them.
What's up with the call? Let's see.
What up, Kenny? What up, Trey?
Oh, yeah,
and
Bobby.
What up, Cain? It's your boy, Bobby Wasabi. I just wanted to tell you guys that, you know what, Kenny, you always talking about that PJ4F app, and you know what? I got a new phone. I was like, I got plenty of memory. my other phone, you know, there was too many pictures of my dog in there, so I was like, let's do it. Downloaded that app and do it. I am loving it. It is crazy, man. I'm listening to the first episodes, man. I'm barely on episode 3 right now, but it's pretty crazy, man. Listening to Kenny, listening to you talking, man. You was a lot more calmer. You wasn't as crazy, as intense as you do come out at the beginning. You know, you was, you know, cool, calm, cool.
Yes, because I was nervous as shit, Bobby. Real talk. I mean, I've been doing studio work for a long time.
Right.
But and talking about the Raiders for a long time. Right. But to sit there and know this is going on tape.
Yeah.
And technical shit and all that.
Yeah.
Man, when we got started, it was a rough go trying to figure it all out. You know what I mean? It was a brand new voyage. And those are interesting times, bro.
Yeah, go visit the first time I appeared, dog, and see the fucking mundaneness that is Chet on that fucking episode. Sitting here trying to read notes and shit. I was trying to be all fucking professional,
dude. Yeah, I think first of all you were Cinchela.
Yeah, I was Cinchela.
Yeah.
That was where we went wrong right from the start.
It was about 98 degrees in this room.
It was hot. It was the summer, dog. It was hot.
It was hot.
It was off season.
So, but Cain, man, you and I, we got this shit rolling. So let's take a minute. Let's talk about this because, you know, we had the website going. We transferred our community over to pj4f.com, and it still lives there today. If you guys ever want to talk Raiders football, not on Twitter, go to the site. I'm really telling you, there's a community over there. As a first timer, you're going to miss out. There's a lot of inside jokes, but there's a lot of knowledge in that chat room. And so if you don't know how to get started, everyone's always down to talk Raiders anytime. So first of all, that. Second of all, finally got to meet you at a Raiders game, you and many others, Hawaiian Raider, St. Homer, the whole nine, a lot of folks that would roll through, everybody, the whole lot. And when I realized that was, you know, right before the website happened, that's when it's like, this community is real. This is where the rubber meets the road, is right here. And then, you know, we got to talking. I think the second season after we started going to games, we're going to games in 2016. No, we started 2015. And then I was talking to you, and you were like, don't you have a studio? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, don't you do a podcast? And I was like, yeah, because I did another podcast at the time. You can check that out too. It's dead, but the Drink Tank Podcast. You go check us out.
It's still it's all the recordings still exist.
It's still there.
It's not being recorded anymore, but they're still there.
I was a different character on that show. Ooh, I said some things I might have regret on that show. I definitely said a lot of things I regret on that show every week. But I digress. Yeah, and I said yes, I do. So you said, why don't we do a Raiders podcast? And we started doing it, man. We started doing it. We got to work a few games later that season. We got to start off with a great Raiders season, and the rest is history, man. It's really evolved into something really cool. Now we have more than one community.
It's come a long way.
We got communities, you know, at the tailgate, at away games. We've reached out. We got a big community on Twitter and YouTube here, and it's cool. It's real. You know, we've had some of these guys come through. Bobby Wasabi, whose call we're listening to right now, is actually sat in the same seat you're sitting in, Cain, and that's what we're really all about right here. You know, there's a lot of great Raiders podcasts out there. You have plenty of hours in your workday to listen to all of them. So love and respect to all those guys. But you know, what we hear all the time is just the realness that comes through in this podcast and the camaraderie, and that's because that's all it ever is, all it ever was about, and all it's ever going to be about is Raider Nation, us, and you. Yeah. Just talking about football, talking about the things we love. That's why we get off topic. Yeah. Because we talk about the things we love.
Hell yeah.
Which reminds me, the Crow's Nest podcast coming soon.
Yeah.
When are we dropping that, Che?
Oh, the first episode will be up by the 1st of March. By the 1st of March. I'm saying 1st of March because you never know. You never know. You never know if your boys are going to surprise you with an early release.
It could happen. It could happen.
Saying.
We're just waiting for a few things to fall in line. But I just want to say, Cain, thank you for the inspiration.
Fuck yeah. Show. Fuck yeah, brother.
And Che, and now the three of us form like Voltron.
We are the three me.
Real talk. I think the show's hitting its stride. The three of us being able to get together is a beautiful thing, and it's really what we've become. And,
hell yeah.
And all the folks that we met, man, fucking Wu-Tang.
Yeah.
Wu-Tang.
Wu-Tang.
Collective, but you still had your facts, you know. You still had that drive, man. And Cain, dude, talk about a cat that never changed. You still got that same fire, man. That same fire that burned, dude. It was cool listening, man. You know, might have to keep listening to those guys. You know, they might be onto something. And oh yeah, I wanted to bring up one more thing to you guys. How hilariolas was that hashtag Amanda Cooper with dropping the ball, whatever, man. Dude, straight out. I'm not sure if he was trying to blame it on the rain like Milli Vanilli, or if he just, you know, personally, I thought it was more like a Missy Elliott type of deal, you know. He was he can't stand the rain, gets his helmet, you know. It was hilarious, man. I mean, dude, come on. I mean, but I'm glad we got rid of him.
It always rains in Northern California.
Shit.
Oh shit.
Funny as hell. Jerry Jones, you might have to start turning on the sprinklers or something, you know, get to bust out with the slip and slide, you know. Glad we got rid of that weird kid or whatever, man. But anyways, I'm gonna get up out of here. Let y'all do what you do. Bobby Wasabi out. Peace.
Yeah, Bobby. Peace out, Bobby. That was I can't stand the rain.
Bobby, official pillager right there.
Right on point.
Fuck
right
yeah,
on point.
Man.
Yeah, thank you, Bobby. Took us down memory lane there for a minute. That was cool. That felt like just yesterday too, man. Every day, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it did.
Let's never get away from that.
No.
Yo, pillagers, this is Hardcore Raider calling you. Just wanted to give a tidbit on this Stephen A. Bull crap. You know, I've been saying it all year, but you know, it's been a lot of hate. We're always the most hated team in the NFL, but there's been a lot of hate this year, and you know, we just gotta unite, as Raider Nation as one against all this stuff, you know, stick up for the team, stick up for the players, you know, embody what it means to be a Raider, the silver and black, and, you know, not let the hate destroy the morale of the team. And we just gotta stick together and support each other, and people that just come against us, man, we just gotta unite as one, be tough and hang in there, and, you know, better times are gonna be, set in sail, and, you know, once they do, you know, people aren't going to be able to run their mouth in, but until then, we just got to hang in there and support each other and hang tough. Love you guys, man. Take care.
That's what's up.
Out.
One nation.
One nation.
That call
under a groove. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You got to support one another, man. This is a fam over here, dog.
That call brought to you by OneNationFanwear.com.
Yeah.
Get your 30% off all lifer gear.
Yeah.
This week.
Do your fan wire a favor.
Yeah. Hardcore Raider, man. Thanks for the call. That's real. I like that. Don't if you're falling victim to the clickbait and you're throwing logs on that fire, you're weak, man.
Yeah, dog.
You feel tough because you're angry and you're saying things, but you're weak. They got you. They got you.
They got you.
Get your hands up.
They got you, man.
Yeah. Get out the cookie jar.
What up? It's C. John Fish from Oceanside, Sarby. I have partaken very hard into the delivery services in the area, and Taylor Conche went to the outpost for Stone and Oceanside Stone Brewing, and all I gotta say is, we better draft fucking Isabella. Are you kidding me? Second round. Are you kidding me? Otherwise, Jesus Christ, we might as well pay some money. We might as well just go back to Aldana and overpay for fucking Brandon Marshall. Bring it back. Alright. I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm out of this world right now. I'm trying to keep it clean for the kids. Peace.
Somebody get this man a cup of coffee and knock the brownies out of his hand.
Please help him. Hey, but you know what? He mentioned Andy Isabella early second. I mentioned him earlier.
Yep.
Early second. So we right with you, brother.
Yeah.
We right with you.
Yeah. He sees through the fog.
Yeah. Yeah, it's foggy as fuck up in there.
Hey, where he's at right now?
He said, "I'm partaking in some of the delivery services." Was that DoorDash or was that
Popeyes?
Was that Mountain Remedy Collective?
Oh man!
Shout out to Mountain Remedy Collective. By the way, free plug. I don't know what it is, but I know what it is. You know what it is. Yeah. Feeling you, man. Thanks for the call, bro. See
Yeah,
John
hell
Fish.
yeah.
We got to party
Hell
with him at the tailgate too.
Yeah, man. He came through with the good ass chelas, dog.
Yeah.
Came in with the good ass
I there?
chelas.
Yeah, that was the game where we kind of had like the VIP lounge area going with the barbecue grill.
Yeah.
We had to like hit in between two vans.
Yeah,
okay.
Nobody knew where we were for like 35 minutes.
Yeah, I was cooking up all that fucking meat we had, dog.
Yeah.
Okay, I remember that.
We were just back there in the little green room in the cut.
I just know after every tailgate, after we did the show, I was pretty much out of it.
Yeah, that's how we do it. That's the pillaging effect.
After you fucking drink a whole pint of vodka.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to be...
that was like on the regular for you.
Yeah, every other week. Shit, I took one out.
It was crazy.
You were like trying to get that Guinness.
The tailgate was crazy.
Yeah, the tailgate was crazy this year.
Hey,
Hell
man,
yeah.
It was cool.
No, you
It
know
was
what?
good stuff.
That shit was good, man. I was off the hook at one of the best, times I had at the tailgate.
Yeah.
Since we've been doing this.
Oh,
thing.
hell yeah, dog.
You know what I mean? I'm really, really going. And I'm not gonna spend a lot of time saying this, but I'm gonna miss it. I'm gonna miss that place.
Oh,
Well, we know, man. We spent the last year there proper too. Just meeting people from all over the world and just having a good time. We had a great time this year.
It's a fucking beautiful thing, man.
Yeah,
It was a beautiful thing.
I'm very disappointed that Oakland decided to, to go out like that.
Yeah.
And sue the Raiders.
It's petty.
That's
petty.
That's petty.
It's petty.
So
yeah. Well, man, so is it time to do the shout outs now?
Oh, yeah.
It's time to do the shout outs.
Shout out.
Shout out to Michael. That wasn't even close. Shout out to John Grierson. Shout out to Sir Nicholas, Dave Gadd, Julian Ramirez, Raider Gems, Michael Shiflett, Ghost Raider, Cripple Swag 85, the After a Few podcast. This is the before a few, during a few, and after a few podcast right here. Brooks H44, Barath Netlim, Andre Parvu, rating 1234, Dick Vermew, Jason Adire, King Cerebral, PM Graphics, Taz World, Block Raider, the UK Bat, SLC Raider, Kenneth Kirksey, Taproom Sports, Scary Talk Podcast, Jonathan Camp, who's actually a Patriots fan, but he donated to the show.
Hey.
And that's awesome.
That's fucking random is what it is, but all right, cool.
That's pretty dope.
Cool, man.
And all these people followed the TPP Twitter page.
This week.
Well, let me say something. To all you people that followed the TPP Twitter page, you also need to follow at Che_PJ4F and at Cain MT6.
There it is for
We
you.
follow back. Follow the whole crew.
There it is. Those facts. And it's on your screen. It's on your screen.
It's on your screen right now.
If you're watching the live stream, it's on your screen.
There it is.
All right. All right. Yeah.
You got some shout outs.
Yeah. Some shout outs here. So I've been lagging on the IG. My bad, y'all. Okay.
That's okay. It's more for
My
now.
bad, y'all.
It's more for
By the
now.
way, last week we had somebody in the chat and they were talking about how they work with my cousin. I found out who she was talking about.
Oh, damn.
She was talking about my cousin Letty, man. So she works at the hospital with my cousin.
Oh, yeah.
So shout out to you. Thank you for joining the show. Also, she also tried to offer up some tickets to the Raider Niner game for me. So I appreciate that effort. Even though I wasn't able to get those.
Yeah.
I appreciate that effort, man.
Shout out to
you.
you.
Shout out to you. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
But here we go. So we got Astonish Alex. Okay. We got Splatterhead. Okay. We already know our boy Splatterhead.
Yeah, big
So
shout
he
out.
followed us over here on IG. Who do we got? Johan Miguel Salcedo Bell.
By the way, hold on. By the way, Splatterhead, please come cuss on my call-in line anytime you want.
Yeah, right?
Much respect to all you, but I can hear it inside you, brother. Just let it out.
Get all that cussing out over here. We don't bleep nothing anymore, man. We're over that shit.
Yeah, we started out Disney.
Yeah.
Respect.
Then it went hardcore real fast. We got Aslipka. I don't know if that's appropriate, but Aslipka, you're following us. We got Chris Gates. Shout out to you, Chris Gates. And then we have, this might be a double up, but 3 SRA, 1, well, it's 3S Raider. I mean, it's a whole lot of numbers and fucking letters, dog.
3S Raider.
It's 3S Raider.
Triple S.
Yeah. So shout out to y'all, man. And everybody else that's followed us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I mean, we appreciate y'all, man. We
Yeah.
appreciate y'all.
We're a few thousand behind on Facebook right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
We should start doing the YouTube shout outs. We'll be getting some follows on YouTube. Also, special shout out, like I said, to Jonathan Camp. And big shout out to Super Pimp, who's an original pillager over there on pj4f.com. He donated this week.
Super Pimp.
Thank you. Those of you guys that want to donate, you can hit the link in any of our social media profiles. And, of course, on our YouTube page as well. Anything is appreciated. It really just helps us add to the show. Every single dime that we've ever got has gone right back into the show.
You see it. Here's you guys are part of this production, man. You see you guys are impressed by the new live feed.
Yeah.
It's because of y'all.
Yeah.
It's because of y'all. So pat yourselves on the back, man, because you guys are helping us do this.
Give them a round of applause.
Oh, well. There you go. There you go. Yeah.
I got it.
I didn't even know you had that shit keyed up, dog.
Back in my 30s, I stayed keyed up.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's for a different podcast. Check out the Crow's Nest podcast coming soon.
Yeah, boy.
What we're going to try to do for those of you that are interested in finding that podcast, what we're going to try to do, and this is eventually what we hope to do, is if you have the app, right? Or if you're subscribed to us for now, if you're subscribed to us, you should see the Crow's Nest podcast in your feed. And then we'll take feedback as to whether or not you guys want that there or not. Some of you guys might not want that there. You want it separate. But what we're going to try to do with the app is get everything underneath the Crow's Nest Podcast Network inside that app for you. So it's no longer just the Pillaging app, but it's the network app, and you can get all the shows right there in one app.
And that's going to be a beautiful fucking thing.
That's going to be great. So make sure you go get the PJ4F app. It's on Android or iTunes. All you got to do is go to your app store. Nothing shady. It's right there, official in the app store. Just search Pillaging Podcast. You can search PJ4F. Make it easy on yourself.
Yeah.
And just install it. Everything's right there. You get every single episode we've ever released is on there. You get a link to the website, link to all of our social media, and you can call into the show straight from the app. How cool is that?
Mm-hmm.
That's dope.
That's just too easy.
One-stop shop.
That's it, dog.
And the app will be
That's what
getting
it's all about.
a facelift soon. It's going to get a whole new look and all that soon, as I get around to it. But yeah, go get the app. I can't stress it enough. If you're a big fan of the show, the app is free, and just get the app.
Yeah. Just get it. Go. What are you waiting for?
Yeah. I'd like to get the live feed on the app. That would be cool.
That'd be fucking fire, dog.
So
You should be at the Play Store right now.
Fire.
You should be at it right now.
Yeah, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
Go fucking open up that app store, dog.
Yeah, pause the show.
Don't wait.
You already know this is the end of the show. Just go do it.
And when you get bored, you can go back to episode 15, 20, 25, 30.
Yeah.
You can go back and relive the 2016 season.
There you go.
And what we thought of it.
Tell us how right or wrong we were.
Yeah, you can go back and listen to some of the shit we said and see if it was correct.
We said some shit too.
Bring up
We said some
Chay's
shit.
bring up Chay's 23-4 record.
Oh yeah, the 13. Yeah, what you said? 13-3 this year. 12-4
No, 20
last year.
Yeah, last year.
I was on the original 12-4. The 2016 Kenny vouched for me, even though I wasn't on the show until
You did.
later on.
You
I
called
called the 12-4 season.
and you called most of the games
Yeah.
correctly.
Yeah.
Like the actual game.
I was pretty accurate.
Not just the overall record.
That's pretty
you did-
accurate.
You did well that
I was proud of myself.
Yeah, actually, you did. Yeah,
I came-
it's the
but-
year after that.
And I came back the next year and I was flying high. Right, I was flying high,
Hey,
man.
don't worry, my brother. All our
And I got
expectations.
burned. I flew too close to the sun.
But our expectations was high for 2017.
It was, man. You can't blame me.
Jack Del Rio got fired
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
at the end of the day.
The moral of the story is Jack Del Rio got fired. I didn't do anything wrong.
And you know what else? They cleaned his house out too.
Yep.
Fired a lot of his players.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm not going to be a real patient guy now.
Yeah.
Real fast.
That's true.
But yeah, that's it for this week's show. Tune in every week wherever podcasts are found. Call in and leave a message to be played on air at 408-909-PJFF. Download the official Pillaging app available for iOS and Android. Shout out to DC4L Custom Tees and OneNationFanwear.com. Please donate to the show if you can, if you're kind. Be sure to listen to our sister podcast, The Ladies of Darkness.
Yeah.
LOD. They're back on the airwaves this week, so check them out. Keep the wind in your sails and the rum in your mug, and pillage on, Raider Nation. This has been a production of the Crow's Nest Podcast Network. I'm Kenny Stapler, joined as always
by your boy Che
and
Cain. We here, baby.
Yeah.
We out here. Cain.
Peace.
It's been a pleasure, fellas.
Yeah.
Thank you, brother.
Just win, baby. Like a freight train coming, you're blowing the town. Like a diesel motor, you never shut down.